Good evening, all, and welcome to the Tactical Devils. I'm your host, Jarvis Cocker, and with me tonight I have my co-host. He's back. Stu Woolley is back in the house, and finally you will have the dynamic duo of Jarvis and Stu doing the show. Tonight we're going to talk about the latest everything with Baleba, the Cesko. Cesko has apparently landed in Manchester, medical on Friday. The Garnacho update from Ornstein, Fiorentina game on Friday, last friendly before the Arsenal game. We will do the Daily Jackson. We will have a goalkeeper debate. We will talk about the main topic, Rasmus Højlund. Is he staying? Is he leaving? Do we need a second striker? Could we do without Højlund next season? We will see. And there being some updates on Greenwood to Saudi. There's a huge bid maybe coming in. So stay tuned, guys. Stu and I will be back after the intro. So see you in a sec. And guys, girls, do me a favor. Smash the like while you wait. Good evening, all, and welcome to the Tactical Devils. Boom, 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 boom. Stu and Jarvis is back, and I can see people tuning in already. Good
I am.
to see you, my good old friend Stu Woolley, barely alive since Hungary Ring F1. How was your weekend, pal?
Mad.
Tell us all the details.
Absolutely mad. Maddening. I've eaten too much and I've drunk way too much. But I had an absolutely brilliant time. It was baking hot. The F1 was amazing. Do you know what? It was great to be at a racetrack as a fan rather than as a journo. It was just nice to walk in. We got brilliant seats on right, looking all the way up to start finish straight. Absolutely brilliant. So I had a great time getting rinsed already. Absolutely superb. I've missed everything. Although in my place, my old mate's been holding the fort. And obviously
with
Mark,
good help. Noradine has been incredible, been on both shows, and Mark, even Peter was
incredible.
Yeah.
I did get me P45, Catherine, no nonsense McDade, but Jarvis has reinstated me. He said, don't worry about it. We'll tear it up. We'll give you a second shot. See if you can do it. I'm not cold cat. I've been out at football tonight, blowing terribly. I was just like dying. So it's all good. So it's great to be back. Loads to talk about, though, isn't there?
Yes,
Absolutely.
we have a lot of things to talk about. It's been happening. So many things have been happening the last couple of days. The Cesko deal is a done deal now, and suddenly, out of the blue, the Baleba rumor started to get some traction. All the big journalists, tier one journalists, mention it. And what's going on? Man United are apparently out for Baleba. We will talk about Baleba, but first I want to say hi to people who have tuned in already. We have Danny B, who is in the house, first one coming in with big up Jarvis, and hit that like button on your way in. Thank you, Danny B. You are a legend. We have Catherine McDade, nonsense, is in the house. We have I Am Titanium. Hi, Jarvis. Hey, Stu. Jarle Malmin is here. He said Stu must be heartbroken. Jackson is not coming to Man United. Everyone should be wearing black.
Gutted.
Well,
I'm gutted.
that's why.
That's what you're doing. Is I've got a black. No, I haven't got a black armband. I was going to wear a black armband, but yes. What a shame. Gutted, but he could be wearing the barcode jersey, couldn't he? Who knows what will happen?
We will see. Maybe we will cover it on the Daily Jackson later on the show. So, guys, girls, stay tuned. Howler's in the house. Hello, my friend. Big up, Howler. Good to see you. Howler. And we have Bernard Ukurtu coming in and say, hello, guys. Good to hear from Stu. Yes, people have missed you tremendously.
Me too. I've missed the devilish tacticos. I tried to tune in between passing out and comas and that type of thing. I mean, I ran Jarvis. I forgot to tell you, pal. I ran you close. I got in at 7:02 one day. We went out at midday and I rolled in at 7:02. I was there standing by the door. So I'm not going through that door just yet. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. 2 minutes past, I can go in now, and I'm in.
I can't wait to next time. Hopefully, you and I will have a trip. Go to a city, a place.
I'm coming out to you in September, dude. I've already got them coming out to you.
And we won't be home until 6 o'clock in the morning. I tell you, that's how you roll. Big style.
That's how we do it. That's how we do it.
I want to say hi to Faith T coming in. Big up, Faith. Big up, big up. We have day 147. Evening, guys, mods and chat. Magnifico 88. Big up. Yes, lads. Yes. Daniel Brain coming in. Baleba, boys. Yes. Baleba. Can you believe it? 10 out of 10 signing. If we can do Baleba, he would fit perfectly into this Man United midfield. And we will actually do a tactical breakdown. And I will tell you my take on Baleba. And we will have Stu's take on Baleba. And Magnifico 88. Stu has a new haircut. Looks like the one from the Muppets, you know, the guy.
Basically, what's happened is I haven't done anything with it. So I'm trying to keep what bit I've got on the top. So when I had it cut to go away, I didn't quite get it cut on the top. I made an error anyway. But there you go.
No, it looks fantastic. Catherine McDade saying Stu playing days are over.
No. I was calling around to that cat no nonsense, McDade, but I promise you, we've got our first league game this weekend, so I'm back. Looking forward to it.
Yeah. And we have story. We need to keep Rasmus. That could help. Cesko being on his toes. Yes, we were gonna do the Rasmus Cesko debate. As you all saw, the headline is Højlund. Is he being pushed out of Man United? There is apparently a loan to AC Milan on the threshold. So we will also talk about that. Retro 77 evening, y'all. Retro. Good to see you, y'all. But that's basically people who have at least left a comment so far. 100 people have tuned in already, 27 on YouTube, 72 on X. But guys, girls, do me a favor, go on X and give us a retweet. Here is the link. I will show it, and it helps out. You know, we reach out to a bigger audience. You know, we have been a little bit unstructured lately. It's a holiday time, so we have been a little bit on and off. We usually go 9 p.m. It's 10 p.m. tonight, but you know, you gotta excuse us. It's just the holidays. It's just how it is. You know,
we're family men as well, and
excuses. You know, I'm so grateful. You know, I have this community of you guys, the legends, and Stu, and all my friends of the channel coming in and helping out. You know, it's not. I'm not taking it for granted. Just to say, you know, I really appreciate all the help I get, and especially you guys tuning in every week. Thousands and thousands.
She's got us. Catherine, no nonsense, McDade is absolutely right. She's got us. We can't tell the time. You're absolutely right. Always late.
Yes, I can't.
Have I been to Turkey for a hair transplant? No. I love that. Absolutely not, Catherine. But
plug it in.
Yeah, plug it in. Yeah, plug it in.
Yeah. Nietzsche fan is coming in, or niche fan coming in. Liked. Thank you, everybody.
That was niche fan, yeah, thank you.
Niche fan. I want to say Nietzsche fan. I don't know why, but it's niche fan.
It's niche. I'm guessing. Yeah, niche.
Not the philosopher Nietzsche. It's niche. Yes, and we have finally Nathan Lee Lewis arrived. Big up, Nathan. I hope you're well. Tuning in from the US of A, I believe, or was it Canada? No, it's US of
A, isn't it, Nathan?
Yeah. Okay. Let's just get going with the show. Oh, Sebastian also come in. How you doing, guys? Great to be online with you again. Yes,
Thanks,
Sebastian, good to see you. Good to see you. Yeah, let's go into the show. The headline of the show is all about Højlund. You know, I wanted to do something different. Everybody was covering Cesko or Baleba, and I bet you all of you sit there on YouTube. You watch a lot of shows a day, and you know you all seen and know all the Baleba and Cesko stuff. So I wanted to give you something different to talk about, and yeah, let's talk about Rasmus Højlund, and you know there were some updates coming out tonight from none other than the one and only Fabrizio Romano. We all know him, the Italian tier one journalist, and he says Man United are set to discuss with Rasmus Højlund about his future, and AC Milan are aware of possible opportunities on initial loan with heavy loan fee and a salary covered. And Højlund insists on staying at Man United, not scared by the competition. So Højlund wants to stay. And there's some other updates. Center Devils, Ben Jacobs comes in and say Man United are prepared to sell Rasmus Højlund for no other than 40 million pounds. And this is Ben Jacobs. So, you know, if he gets sold or not, I can't control that. But I want to have a debate with you guys and Stu, because as the current situation are, we have signed Cesko. He's coming in, he's doing his medical tomorrow. He will be available for the Arsenal game. He won't be available for the Fiorentina game, but, you know, he will be available for the first game of the season. But we need a second striker. Every big team has had a second striker in their ranks. You know, Liverpool wouldn't have won the Champions League hasn't it been for, what's his name, Origi. You know, he came in, he scored in the semi-final of the Champions League against Barcelona and basically helped them win the cup. And, you know, at Man United, Norway, we had one super sub, second striker, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, came in, won us the Champions League final. So my take is on this. We need a second striker. Is it Højlund or is it someone else? I feel the time is too short to sign another striker. I feel it's too difficult. And we are at the stage, do we need the money or do we need a second striker? What do we prefer? What is most important at the current moment? Because as we see it, we have one third guy, but he's too young. It's Chidu Obi Martin. And I feel now we have signed Cesko. I think we need to loan out Chido, give him valuable experience, maybe keep Højlund. He looks good. He wanna stay. He wanna do good things for Man United. He wanna fight for his place. Maybe it will add to his value, and it will be a better timing to sell him after next season, next summer. And we will bring back Chido, 1 year more experience, and he would be ready to take over the role as the second striker under Cesko. This is my take. I don't know, guys. Stu, what do you reckon?
Yeah, good evening, Devilish Tactico. It's great to be back. Look, I'm going to go out on a limb, a bit controversial. None of you are going to like it. Højlund starts against Arsenal on Sunday. That's what will happen. And there's two reasons for that. Cesko, we don't know how fit he is. You got integration time. So he has his medical Friday. The first time he's going to step up on any kind of training pitch is going to be Monday. So he's not going to have time to get himself ready for 90 minutes against Arsenal. Do you want to throw him in against Arsenal, against the likes of Gabriel, against the likes of Saliba? I think they're both fit, aren't they, at the minute, Jarvis? I haven't heard of any injuries from there. Or are you going to want to play somebody like Højlund, who now, and I'm going to say this, and you're all going to absolutely hate it, he's got Premier League experience. It's true.
Rasmus?
It's true.
He has two seasons.
Whether we like it or not, he is a Premier League experience. So I don't see Højlund going this side of the Arsenal match. I think you're going to find that Amorim is going to want to keep Højlund, and he's going to start Højlund against Arsenal. But you are likely to see Cesko come on. around maybe 60, 65 minutes, and it probably will be for Højlund. And I think that's how you'll see the integration of Cesko coming. And then we've got another further week of training. And then I think, depending on what happens with Højlund, if he does go to AC Milan, then Cesko will be our starting 9. However, Jarvis is absolutely right. And one or two of the guys, Devilish Tacticas, have already mentioned it. The risk that we've got is that Benjamin Sesko has been okay for Leipzig. He's been okay for Salzburg. He's always been in the Red Bull family. We know this. Can he come and deliver immediately in the Premier League? We've seen variant different things with certain players, Ekitike, for example. There's a lot of footage of him struggling since he's joined Liverpool. Gyökeres was kind of ridiculed since he joined Arsenal.
Yeah,
that is why you've got to take your time with this guy. 68 million, 70 million, 76 million, whatever the fee was. I think it was 74 in total, wasn't it? Rounded up. Doesn't guarantee
75. Let's say
75. Yeah, 75 rounded up. Doesn't guarantee you instant success. Okay, and that's it. Tiga, you're absolutely right. A week's training should be enough time for any footballer. I really do agree with you, pal. I'm not disagreeing with you. I don't think it makes sense to start Cesko against Arsenal. We've got to learn lessons, Jarvis, from Højlund. We have to learn lessons. If we don't,
the alternatives to, sorry for interrupting you, the alternative is shoehorning Cunha or Mbumo into the number 9 role and lose out in the number 10 roles that we have actually brought them in for. So,
what's the point in doing that? You see, your point's correct. What is the point in doing that? So after Sunday, then I think it's a different story, guys. I think after Sunday, Cesko has a couple of weeks. I think you'll see him take over as 9, and then Højlund start to play in behind him. But Cesko's got to be fit, 100% fit. He's got to understand what, get to know his teammates, got to understand, the way that, thank you, Tiga. Lovely. Thank you, mate. Got to understand as well the way that we play, the way that Amorim wants to play. But I do agree, Tiga's absolutely right. I think a week's training should be enough. I'm not saying it isn't, but I don't think it would make footballing sense to start Cesko straight away. I've got no issues with what anybody says. I think a lot of people are saying maybe 50-50 on it, Jarvis. They'd like to see Cesko start. Some would like to see Rasmus start. I don't see Rasmus going this week anyway. But I'm kind of going to lean with you on this one, my old mate. For me, I would keep Rasmus for 12 months. I think Garnacho moves wherever he moves to, but I think I would keep Højlund for 12 months. There's been a different. I didn't see the Everton game, Jarvis. Let me know what kind of Højlund we saw, but we saw a different Højlund, didn't we? For the first 2 games, different type of Højlund, a bit more aggressive. A bit more focused.
Højlund didn't play much. I think he was rested. He came in the second half, I believe.
That's fine. And so I think he starts on against Arsenal. But I do believe we get Cesko in 65, perhaps 65 minutes. I think it's going to be really interesting. You're right about clubs with 2 strikers. Liverpool have today sold Nunes. So they're going to have to make some kind of move, aren't they? They've got to back up Ekitike somewhere along the line. If we do move Højlund out, I'd be interested to see, guys, Devilish Tacticos, who we do bring in, because I think if Højlund goes, we must bring somebody in. Again, surely we've learned the lesson. We can't rely on a 21, 22-year-old, 23-year-old unproven in the Premier League. So begs do you go and get somebody in? And don't have a meltdown here, please. But if you go in and you get Vardy to kind of school Cesko in the ways of the Premier League, the ways of spinning in behind. Yes, I'm not saying we come and we use him or anything like that nature, but we've got to be very, very careful. Just this first 7 days, what we do with Cesko, in my personal opinion.
I'm creating a poll. I will ask you guys because I want to know what the devilish tactics is. Because I read the comments. Some say sell Højlund right away. Some say keep. They agree. So I just gonna make a poll. Højlund, keep as second striker. Sell. Do you have any other options?
No, we've only got Højlund. We've got sell, loan, or keep.
Yeah, but I would say sell or loan will be the same.
You're going to put sell and loan together, okay?
Yeah, sell, loan, and keep as. So we rather you want to keep him or not? That's my poll. That's what I want to know. I want to keep it simple. I'm interested in hearing what the Man United fan base actually says about this. Tega says, I disagree. 1 week of training is enough time for Cesko. It all depends. It's not up to me or Stu to take out the team. But if he's fit enough, then I think we should start him. I believe he's the type of player profile. He's a professional, kept himself in shape. The only thing that maybe Amorim wants to drill some tactics with him for a couple of weeks, because the striker has a specific role in his system. We all know the Gyökeres impactness on the Sporting team.
Yeah, I again, I agree. I've got no issue with that. I think it's a really valid point. Jarvis, how many times have I been on a stream with you and I've said elite players should be able to play anywhere across the pitch? An elite player should be able to come in and start a football match. I really agree with that. That's how it should be. That's your job. That's what you train for week in, week out. I think with him coming in Friday, it could be a 2-part medical. We don't know. It could be a single day medical. We don't really know, do we? But the first time he's going to hit the pitch will be training. Will be Monday. But Monday, Jarvis, he's got to go through his strength and conditioning evaluation. So he won't be out with the rest of the group for all of Monday. He'll be doing strength and conditioning, his bloods, his body fat, his weight, all that will be measured, all that will be taken, and they'll start to look at an individual program.
Do we have to run the beep test?
Yeah.
20 seconds here, beep. 20 seconds, beep.
Yeah, he'll have to. Yeah, because whether he does the bleep test, I don't know. But the guys will have to come and assess him and see his level of fitness compared to the rest of the group, and when he can be integrated to the rest of the group. So, Monday will be a load of tests for him. So don't forget the medical. Isn't all about BMI. It's about your muscle. Your muscle strength, your ligament strength. So looking at individual areas where they've had tears in the past, or it's a critical point where there could be a tear, things of that nature. That's what medical is. So when he goes in on Monday, he might even do that Sunday, Jarvis. He might go and do a strength and conditioning test on Sunday, so that the strength and conditioning coach can turn around and say, no, I need him for 2 days. I've got to get him up to this level before he can come to the group. And those are the reasons why you may or may not see him start on Sunday. Look, Amorim might look at him. This guy could be absolutely super fit, guys. Absolutely super fit. He could come in, the medical team think, great, passes his medical like that, does his strength and conditioning test and his BMI fat on Sunday. And the guys are going, wow, Rúben, you can have him Monday. And then, why not? Does he get in then on Sunday? So really interesting. We spoke. Catherine's right about Mbeumo. One of the reasons Mbeumo didn't feature till the Everton game. Am I right in saying that, Jarvis? He didn't, because I didn't see the Bournemouth match. He didn't feature till Everton, did he?
No, he did. He only played one half against Everton. Yeah, and he did great. Yeah,
but again, we know how super fit Mbeumo is, but Amorim was quite clear. He's way behind the rest of the group. If you remember, he came out publicly and said, so it could well be that's the thing for Sunday with a week on Sunday. Sorry, with Cesko. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how that works. Would I like to see Cesko start? Absolutely. People should be afraid of an Mbeumo, Cunha and Cesko 3, or it could well be Jarvis. So you get your thoughts, and Jamie, great to see you, mate. We should call it. We got Catherine No Nonsense midday. It should be Jamie Straight Talking Wayne. That's what it's called. Jamie, that's your new nickname, pal. Straight Talking Wayne. I love that. It could well be. Yeah, it could well be, Jarvis, that you actually get your original thoughts on Mbeumo 6 weeks ago, 8 weeks ago, when you first floated the idea of a wing back. Mbeumo starts as a wing back. Ahmad is potentially sacrificed. Bruno's pushed as a 10, and Maynard comes in with Ugarte Sunday.
Yeah.
So
we have options. We have
we've
at
got
least
options
in the
for
number 10 position. We have a lot of options. So
the first time in a long time, we've got these options. Or it could well be that, as the guys at Devilish Tactics are saying, Jarvis, Amorim goes, fuck it, you're starting, Ben. You've got a week to get yourself up to speed with this team. You are playing at Old Trafford on Sunday. We're going to introduce you Saturday to the crowd. You're going to feel the vibe, and then you work your balls off because you're 4:30. You are kicking off. So it could well be he does that. Really interesting to see, but he won't know. Amorim won't know. Cesko himself won't know until he takes the training pitch with the lads. So really interesting. I don't know if I'm hugely excited yet about Cesko. I can't change my opinion from I would have preferred Osimhen.
You said it all the way, all along. Osimhen was your guy, but Cesko, I think he's one of the 3 main strikers we were linked to this summer, and besides Watkins, and the other thing, I believe Cesko is a good striker. When it comes to Cesko, for me, I think his biggest attribute, people see him as a beacon. He's a big guy. He's 6'5". They think he will be a robust type of player. And yes, he is. But what I like about him is his ability to anticipate the ball.
Yes,
he has great instincts when it comes to this. He always, if you go and look at a Cesko goal compilation, look if he rebounds.
Yeah, I've had a look.
Long before the defenders running towards the goals, and he is in the right place at the right time. And I think you can't learn that. That's instinct, and that's why I believe in Cesko. I believe he could be a fantastic striker for us. Will he score 40 goals next season? No, I don't think so. But I would be surprised if he can't give us 15.
I think that's probably what Amorim's looked at when they've done the calculations of what they need. When they've calculated up Mbeumo, they've calculated up Cunha, Bruno, potentially Mainu. Maybe the odd 1 or 2 here from Casemiro, the odd few from Ahmad. They've done that calculation, and they probably suggested that they only need 11 to 15 from a striker in the Premier League. I think you're probably right. I think they've made that calculation. I want to see somebody hugely sharp in the box, but also I want somebody to put the ball in the back of the net on a more regular basis than what we had. So look, really interesting. People are gonna, and we've got to be careful as well. By the way, Sunday guys, you've got to be really, really careful. We have to be careful, and I'm thinking Amorim might be careful as well. I think Arsenal are whole 100% going to start Gyökeres, whether he's fit or not. And you don't want it billed as Cesko versus Gyökeres. You don't need that straight away. You need Manchester United versus Arsenal. And you don't want Cesko versus Gyökeres. So we need the lads to come in and do the best. I think we'll beat Arsenal, Jarvis. I've gone on record as saying we'll beat them 2-1. I think we will do. And if Cesko came in and got the winner, and off the bench on 60, 65, and Gyökeres was hauled off after 60, 65 without netting, then we can breathe a sigh of relief and move on, can't we? So really interesting. Kind of looking forward to see what he brings. I do know one thing, Jarvis. He's going to offer us an aerial threat we just haven't had.
Yeah. Without a doubt, he's 6'5". He will be
and he's
something
good.
else.
And he's decent in the air ball account, so he's going to offer this aerial threat.
I think he will make the opposition defend differently against us. They will do whatever they can not to give away corner kicks because they think they will struggle, and even on defensive set pieces, corner kicks, he will help out. We have Luke Shaw, Martinez, not the tallest guy, Bruno. They are. We saw last season how many goals we conceded on corner kicks, set pieces.
Yeah.
So and even we know if Floppy Hands Onana is still in goal through next season, he can't go out and claim crosses. He can't. He absolutely can't. It's squeaky bum time every time he goes out in his own box and try to claim the ball. So it's just how it is. It's very interesting. I just want to do a quick check on the poll. Tactical Devils. We have votes. So 61% is sell or loan Rasmus, and only 38% of you want to keep Rasmus Højlund as the second striker. Yes, that's interesting, and I feel it's in that like 40, 60, 35, 65 towards him. I see Jamie Wayne coming in and say the Marzio some news. Okay, let me check it out. Give me 2 seconds. I'm just gonna open my X. Yes.
Let me have a look at what we got.
Okay, so here we go. This is the latest. Thank you, Jamie Wayne, for the updates. He said Justin, Man United have agreed a loan deal with an option for Rasmus Højlund, and Milan are currently in pole position. However, the player's approval for his departure is still pending. Okay. And we could read from the Fabrizio tweet earlier that I posted that he want to stay. Because this was before the late arrivals. We went through this a little bit earlier. Yeah. Rasmus Højlund insists on staying at Man United, not scared by competition. Okay. So I can see how this will turn out. Rasmus will decline the AC Milan offer and fight for his place. That's how I see it.
Yeah, I mean the wording of that didn't make any sense to me at all. Manchester United agreed a loan deal with an option to buy, and then it goes AC Milan are in pole position. That hold on. Manchester United agreed a loan deal and an option to buy with AC Milan, or not AC Milan. Is it AC Milan? Isn't it AC Milan? And does, as you quite rightly say, and does Højlund want to go to AC Milan? Does he want to do that, or does he want to stay, and does he want to fight for his place? Really interesting. Maybe that's going to turn itself over, Jarvis, in the next 7 days. Then I wouldn't think it would. I think with the Arsenal game coming first, that's a big risk.
Yeah.
In my opinion, it's a big risk to move whether we like it or not, guys, Premier League experienced striker, which he is. He's in season 3. We play Cesko. I don't think anything happens until we play Arsenal. Personally,
Royden comes in and say, let's say Cesko gets injured, Mount gets injured, right. Then we are using a 17-year-old. We are back to, yeah.
He's right.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. So, and there's
we need squad depth. Depth is important for a full season. 38 games, League Cup, FA Cup, anything can happen. We have the African Cup of Nations coming up. We will lose players. And talking about the AFCON, we know we have a lot of players from Africa in our team. We have Mbumo, we have Ahmad, Ivory Coast. We have we have Onana, Cameroon. Mbumo is Cameroon. Baleba, if he comes in, Cameroonian. West Africa, big up everybody from West Africa. Great
Yeah, they
nations,
got
great,
yeah.
great footballing traditions. We have Cameroon, Nigeria, Ghana, Senegal, Ivory
You got to,
Coast, West Africa. A lot of brilliant footballers coming from that
you've got to
area.
deal with it, Jarvis. You have to deal with it.
Yeah.
Just got to deal with it. You know, if we want these footballers, then the club, when they're doing their negotiations, absolutely know 100% about the African Cup of Nations.
Yeah.
We know it's always been an absolute ball ache.
It
for
will be
teams.
3 games at a minimum. Depends how far they go, but big nations like Cameroon, Nigeria, Ivory Coast, they tend to go at least to the semi-finals, and
Liverpool lose
even
Salah.
yeah,
Liverpool lose Mo Salah. He's he's their talisman right now. We've got a variety of different clubs out there that are going to lose big players. If we lose, if we get a goalkeeper in like a Lammens, Jarvis, and Onana goes, we don't have that issue, do we? We get Lunin in, we get Ter Stegen in. I know you want to talk about that later. Then we don't have that issue there. But ultimately, and Mbeumo might not decide he doesn't want to go to the African Cup of Nations. He may have made that decision. I'm not going. Thank you. I need to have my first season at Manchester United. There are players that have done that in the past. It's not affected their international career one little bit. We've seen that in the past. We've got Kone. Don't forget the Ivory Coast, or Senegalese, sorry, should I say. Young player. He's likely to go to the African Cup of Nations. We are still in that area. But that's just life. You have a squad for a reason. You've got a big squad for a reason. We bring in Hayden Hackney for 20 million. I know the Ipswich bid got rejected. They thought they got him, didn't they, Ipswich? But it got rejected. Then they offered 15.
Yeah.
I think, Middlesbrough want 20, 25 million. So do you bring Hackney in? Do you keep Collier? You've got Mainu to go in if Baleba comes in, as you quite rightly say. And then, Mainu steps in while Baleba's away. There are things. You've got Xerxes can step in if Mbeumo goes. There are things that we can do, but we must be smart in that area. Now, whatever our thoughts are on Ineos right now, and our thoughts are on the Glazers right now, they are showing a certain amount of levity in their brains at this point, which we've not seen in a long time of the Manchester United hierarchy when it comes to
footballing people. At least they have footballing people.
Yeah, they are doing it right. So if they're doing it right, we've got to kind of understand that they understand the players that they're buying could well be. Jamie, I'll bring in Vardy on loan all day long, pal. We can do that. We can work with these guys. So for me, look, it's really interesting. I just want to make sure that whatever we do, we keep ourselves, chugging along. I kind of think that there are managers out there, there are fans out there that are starting to talk about Manchester United again, and they're taking a piss out of Manchester United again. That's absolutely brilliant. The Liverpool fan channels are having a right pop. Yeah. The Newcastle fan channels are having a right pop at us.
Having a meltdown.
Yeah. Arsenal fans are having a pop at us. City fans are all having a pop because they know what United have done. They know exactly what they've done. It all started to go when Cunha and Mbeumo. That's when it all started to. People started to turn against us quite quickly. Nobody's talking about the money we're paying for these players. They're talking about the players and the pull that Manchester United have. And it's interesting. Graham Souness hates Manchester United with an absolute passion, But when he was asked the other day, would you go to Newcastle or Manchester United? He went United. Like that. Didn't even think. People know there's something different about Manchester United this season. We've got no European football. we're in a couple of cup competitions. The FA Cup, absolutely fantastic. I hope we go on and we win that this year. I really do. But we could put a tilt, Jarvis, on top 6 easy with this squad that he's building. Go on, sorry, yeah.
Yeah. I just wanted to say on the poll, when you think of the players we have signed, Cunha, okay, he was a release clause, but when it comes to Mbumo, if we could sign Baleba, as I mentioned, West Africa. I don't know how many, if there are anyone from West Africa in the chat, they will tell you right away. We have a strong foundation of fan base down in Africa. A lot of people, supporting Man United, and it's second nature. You either support. I think it's Man United or Arsenal. It's one of the two. So
it is, and we're just doing something a little bit. We're just doing something a little bit different now. We can get a midfielder in, whoever that may be. We can get a keeper in, whoever that may be. We'll have a very, very, very strong season. Would you accept it as an Englishman if Kane or Baleba refused to join England for the Euros? You can't. You can't, as a fan, determine what a player wants to do. It's been done in the past, not particularly with England, but it's been done in the past with players that have elected not to go. We've had who's the Arsenal player, Jarvis, that refused not to Ben Davies, really good player, refused not to play for England, doesn't want to play for England. It's happened in the past. Paul Scholes decided at an early young age he didn't want to play for England. It happens. It really does. So whether we like it or not, it's a good question, but there's not much we can do about it. I appear to have opened up a Jamie Vardy debate, which my point is always this about Jamie Vardy. It's not that you need him to come in and score you 15 goals. It's that you need him to come in and help the strikers. That's what it's about. It's not about him playing. It's not about game time. It's about somebody coming in who knows the Premier League, who knows how to score goals, and that's it. It's not about game time. It's about having that attitude, and it is an attitude. He's a nasty fucker, Jamie Vardy, leading the attack, talking to Cesko, talking to Højlund, or showing Obi Martin how to run him behind in training sessions. That's why you bring in somebody like Vardy. You don't bring him in to play football. You bring him, but you could, Jarvis, you could bring him on for 8 minutes, 10 minutes, and he'd run absolutely everyone ragged for.
I've been skeptical to Jamie Vardy, but if he's our second striker, maybe it could work. He has some experience. You could come in with some attitude, come in the last 10, 15 minutes, turn some, get some yellow cards, push some centre backs around, try to change the game, open up, rough someone up, yeah.
It could work. It roughed Van Dijk up. He's done it before. He's rubbed players and teams up the wrong way. Again, I'm not talking about minutes. I'm really not. I'm just talking about utilising his experience. I think he'd be absolutely superb for that. That's why I mentioned it. You are right, though. I mean, you're right about Catherine No Nonsense Matei, Mrs. Vardy. She can't keep a gob shut. Well, that's true. That is true. 100%. She's a fucking issue, a big issue. You can imagine her, because when Rooney's like Kai Rooney, a lot of the Danish tacticos are talking about Kai Rooney a few weeks ago, if you remember. He's been called up to the under-19 squad to go fly out to Croatia and playing at the under-19s tournament. Can you imagine if Rooney's missus, Colleen Rooney's at Carrington and Vardy's there at Carrington as well? There'd be fireworks. But
could get ugly.
There are, when you look at who's the free agent, for example, West Ham. I think it's West Ham. Have I got that right? Buying taking on Callum Wilson, paying him something like, I don't know, £1,500 a week, but 95 grand appearance fee.
Okay.
what an absolute work of art that contract is. If you want money, you better be available. What a work, and that's even if he comes on for 10 minutes. But that's what they're doing. So there are clubs looking at these older strikers. I'm not talking about Calvert-Lewin or anyone like that, but they're looking at these older strikers and they're making use of them. That's all I was talking about, Vardy. That's all I was talking about, is making use of somebody who's still got a bit to offer. And by the way, held the goal-scoring record, Premier League consecutive goal-scoring record. He beat our very own Rúben van Nistelrooy.
How many games? 10?
9?
11? Wow.
And if you will remember, guys, he scored his 11th consecutive goal against
Man United.
us. He scored against us. So, look, again, it's not about...
That was decades ago. That was decades ago. It has to be decades ago.
Yeah, but he scored 9 goals in a dire Leicester team last year, by the way.
There are some updates.
He's
Thank
in.
you, Jamie. He's in. The Eagle has landed. Yeah, that's great news. That's great news. You know, do we have any pictures? Is there any pictures of Cesko in Manchester driving up to Carrington, New Carrington?
Yeah, guys, if you've got pictures, yeah, let us know. The New Carrington, it is new now, isn't it? Is it open fully?
No. The opening, I think the grand opening is, I think it's Saturday.
It's Saturday, is it?
Yeah. So maybe we'll get a Cesko reveal on Sunday. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's Friday and then Saturday. Yeah.
We're getting the reveal on the Fiorentina match, they've said. So that looks like we're getting a reveal on Saturday.
Yeah, okay. It opens tomorrow, according to Mark. Big up, Mark. If you want to jump on, Mark, just let us know.
Yeah,
and
just
I'll
jump
send
in.
you the link.
If you want to come
always.
on. Yeah,
as always. A duo to a dynamic trio. We have Johnny Mode in the house. Evening, all. Good to see you.
JK, the man.
JK,
Adrian. I don't know why I come into that name, Adrian. I don't know what's wrong with me. Still Ahmed.
Neil Davis, big up. He comes in and say Friday. Okay,
Friday.
So the New Carrington opens Friday. Why? What happened to the cliff?
Still there. We still got the cliff.
Still there?
Yeah.
Who's training on the cliff?
I don't know. I'm pretty sure the under 18s and that sometimes train out of there, but we still own it. So,
ever been to the cliff?
I have. Yeah, we. When I was, how old was I? 24. The team I was playing for at the time got invited to Manchester United to play a festival, an international football festival there. 4 years on the spin, absolutely mint. In fact, I had a pair of the Craig Johnson all new Predators for that tournament. I remember them now. I was the first person in Shropshire to have the Predators. We went out there. Yeah, I got absolutely poleaxed in the semi-final. Scored the winner in the semi, but I got absolutely poleaxed. I was playing centre midfield at the time, but I was 24, so.
I thought you said you played midfield at your younger age and then dropped down to
yeah, I did. I was centre midfielder at the time. Yeah.
Oh, you played centre midfield. Yeah. Okay.
I had a habit. I don't know why I had a habit of noticing when a full-back or a centre-off would dally with the football and didn't quite know what to do with it. And it was 0-0 this game. It was a German side. I can't remember the team's name. But their left-back was dallying with it. And I ran from deep and I thought, I'm just going to run. And I'm either going to look like a complete tit or a genius. And so he laid this ball down as I was back to the goalkeeper as I started running. And it bobbled because it was quite a dry pitch at the time. And I just managed to get my toe and I flicked it over the goalkeeper, and the goalkeeper came out and he'd absolutely clotheslined me, put me flat on my back, and my tongue was like out here. And the next thing I know, I think I might have been out cold for a second or 2 seconds, because I don't remember a lot. But the next thing I remember is everybody going nuts, and I'm looking, lift me up, and I'm still groggy. The ref came to me and he said, "Are you okay?" I said, "Yeah, I'm fine." I said, did I score? He said, yeah. He said, though the funny part was, he said the ball took about 10 minutes from when you toe poked it. It was to actually go into the goal. It literally crossed the line. I said, oh, thanks. And the people were just watching me and didn't realise what was happening. Anyway, we won 1-0. But I didn't play the final. We got beat 4-0 by.
It was Stu Wally's Harald Schumacher moment.
Yeah. I didn't play the final. We got beat 4-0 anyway. So
for those who, if you know, you know. 1982 World Cup. Who was it? The French guy who was hammered. Battiston.
Yeah, Battiston. Like but to be honest, it wasn't nowhere near as bad as that because Schumacher just come jumping into him. I was stretching.
Yeah, that was assault. Straight out assault.
He did get done for assault. I was stretching and I just got like a flick. It was literally like that little flick. But the keeper, it wasn't the keeper's fault, to be fair. He just come out and do what he should have done, and that's to do his job. So I loved it though. We were very lucky.
To the ground, like WWF old school.
Yeah.
Body slam by the goalkeeper. You get all your breath. You can't breathe for like 20, 25 seconds. You're like, how feeling. You start to panic.
Yeah, it's funny though. Stuff like that you kind of like remember, and they're fond memories more than anything. And but obviously, it was in the summer, so a few of the players would come. Some of the games were played at Salford University as well.
Salford,
Salford University. I don't quite know why, but it was really, really great fun, Steph. It was great fun. But there's loads of footballing stories anyway, isn't there? We've all got them.
And the Madness used to go to the cliff to Broughton.
Broughton, yeah. Broughton.
Okay. So my missus drives me up to the cliff.
Not the cliff.
Yeah.
The thing about the cliff, and a lot of the older fans will tell you, they used to have open training sessions, and you could go in and watch the open training sessions. Well, obviously, when Carrington was opened, it was like fucking, it's like a fortress to get in now, isn't it? So. Yeah.
The Harald Schumacher tackle, that was terrible. That was assault. That was.
Oh, it was awful. It was a terrible. I think
we showed it one time here. You
did. You showed it. Yeah, it was awful.
Okay. I want to talk a little bit about Brighton and Baleba. I haven't heard your take on it. We have talked about Baleba many of times as the dream midfield signing because he covered a lot of grounds. The stride, he's very athletic, he's strong, he knows how to win the ball, and as soon as he wins the ball, he drives with it into the opposition half and release the ball to the number 10. So he actually is a really, really important connector and ball winner for his team, and he would fit perfectly for Amorim and his system. But it's all have been just a dream. I never thought it was realistic signing him just because of the price tag. We are dealing with Brighton. We are talking about 100 million. The price came out tonight. 104 million pounds is apparently the valuation that Brighton have set. They don't want to sell him. Baleba, yes, willing. He want to join Man United, as far as I know. But I don't know, Stu. Do you see it as a realistic option? Price is one thing. I believe we can afford it. When it comes to Man United, we got to remember we pay in installments. So it could be done, but we have to figure out a deal with Brighton. And second of all, we have a 300 million credit line at Man United. 300 million pounds. By January, it was drawn with 210 million. But the last 6 months, we have paid up 50 million to free up around 140 million pounds on the credit card. So we have 140 million in credit available. And I'm just saying, so it's not about the money. I
No,
haven't figured out the FFP PSR thing. According to the Swedish Rumble, we could sign him, but we need to sell Garnacho.
yeah,
We need to sell just to come clear of the PSR thing. But things look good, and I think it's possible from a
yeah,
financial standpoint.
yeah. So before we do that, fantastic, Rob Tuff. Thank you so much, pal. Yeah, it means a lot. It really, really means a lot. Thank you so much, and thank you
I
to all our
want to
members.
play what do you call it? The fanfare or
Hold on. Before you do that, let me give Rob Taff the glasses.
okay.
Go on, then.
Big up, Rob.
Taff.
Thank you
Big
for
up,
becoming
big up.
a member. And everybody, thank you. Everybody can become a member of the Tactical Devils, and every time you become a member, I will play this jingle for you guys and girls. And, it helps out the channel incredibly because,
Oh, it does.
cost licenses for StreamYard, all the graphic programs, all licenses. So basically now we are just losing money on doing this, giving you free content. So
We are.
every little bit help. So please,
Just,
guys, thank you. If you want to become a member and a supporter of the channel, it would be fantastic. And Rob Taff, thank you, my good friend, for becoming a member of the Devilish Tacticals and Tactical Devils.
No, absolutely. Big up everyone, and Rob Tuff, that's great. Thank you so much. Catherine, no nonsense McDade loves the glasses. I knew you'd love the glasses, Catherine. I put them on just for you. Baleba, wow.
Yes.
Well, where do you start with him, actually? Where do you start with him? Because you're absolutely right in what he brought to Brighton. He was a difference, actually, for Brighton. He was a difference maker. And you're always looking for a difference maker when it comes to football, aren't you? But the interesting thing is, how the hell is he worth 100 million for one season in the Premier League? That's my first question. So we know why he's got a value of 100 or 104, and that is because they're trying to put Manchester United off paying for him. Okay, so let's go right back to the start of the season, the end of last season. We're all depressed. We're all ready to hang ourselves. The club was going nowhere, was it? It was aimless. It was rudderless. We go straight out to Asia. We win the Asia Cup. And since we won the Asia Cup or whatever it is, we're a different animal. Amorim gets his first trophy. Not that it's a trophy, but we'll call it one. And the whole outlook of the club has changed. We have a serious CEO in Barada. Whether people like him or not, we have a serious CEO. We've got a very serious operator by the looks of it in Wilcox, and Vivell has come in and seems to be doing a superb job. Backing up Wilcox and backing up Barada. We've been crying out for years, haven't we, for football-related people to come into these positions and grow Manchester United as a football entity. And they have done that. They have delivered something you and I, Jarvis, only dreamed about. When you said to me 6 months ago, Stu, what would you do in the summer? And I said, I would go Premier League proven, if you remember. And I told you who I would buy, and we, that's what they were looking at. Barada, Wilcox were looking at Premier League proven. Baleba clearly fits into Premier League proven. I agree. I think he's a serious talent. I love the way that he moves the ball. I like his feet. He's got a bit of a Cruyff turn, a rainbow flick in him when he needs to. He's strong. He's powerful.
He's very good, technical on the ball. Take on and dribble.
But how do you become £100 million footballer just like that? It didn't happen with Casado overnight, did it? It took him a while, and then eventually he goes at 115. Brighton have bought him in for 8. Look, I think the deal could get done at 80, 75 to 80 plus add-ons. I think the deal could be done. Now, here's the question, and this is what really, really intrigues me, and it comes back to what you were talking about in terms of amortization, in terms of how we've been spending and paying. The Cunha deal was apparently in last year's budget, so we can forget Cunha in this year's money. So are we looking at the possibility of doing this deal? Are we looking at the possibility of forcing Brighton's hand into doing this deal? Are we looking at Newcastle going in and saying, fuck it, we hate you for what you've done to us, so we're going to give you 200 million quid because we haven't spent a penny yet because nobody will come to us? We're facing that possibility. We know that Arsenal don't need him. We know that City don't need him. We know that Liverpool don't need him. Yep. So we know all this because Liverpool have bought inverts.
Not right now, but maybe next season. Arsenal, so do we sit out? Do we wait?
Well, this is where I was going with what I was talking about. Arsenal have got Rice, and we know that City are well stacked in that area with Rodri. I know he's a slightly different type of player because he's not a ball playing player, but ultimately those 3 teams are catered for. Our problem will be if we don't get him now, we may never get him, and that is the truth of the matter. It really is the truth of the matter. We did say, didn't we, at the very, very beginning in the summer? I'll answer that in a sec, Mark. We said in the summer, didn't we, Jarvis? With the strikers that we're looking at, we've got one shot at getting one of these strikers. Otherwise, that's it. They will go, and we were proven right. Cesko to us, Gyökeres to Arsenal, and Osimhen to Galatasaray or Fenerbahce, wherever he went to. So, and we were right in that. So it could well be that we've got one shot at Baleba. We've got to go out and we've got to do it if that's what they want. The thing, Dave, though, actually, the thing about Baleba is he can play a straight 6. That's not what, we want this box-to-box player, don't we? But he actually can play a 6, and he has done
we want the sideways and the up and down, it's
we have done the...
You can call it what you like, but it's not a DM per se.
No, well, what we need is, and as you... I've been talking about it for years, Jarvis, and you demonstrated to me how a couple of coaches play the 6 in our system, and everything I've been talking about, isn't it? Playing that middle third, play the middle third of the pitch. And I think Baleba can do that for us, and I think he could be the dynamic footballer that we want, but I also think he can be the safe pair of hands. That's a rare commodity as a DM, Jarvis. It's a fucking rare commodity. I was a safe pair of hands, i.e. a tackler. I could run with the ball. I could score a goal or 2, but I was a safe pair of hands. Baleba's a bit of both. He's a talented footballer moving forward, but he's a safe pair of hands. He's a good tackler, strong. I think we need a safe pair of hands in this team with the ability to move forward. So,
it's not a steady passer on the ball.
It's not. And here's my...
He gives away the ball a lot of the times. So
here's my other problem with it.
Yeah.
Potential issue. If you play him as a 6, a safe pair of hands, and throughout the game, I talk about players being able to have the ability to open up a game when needed. He's got that ability, and he opens up the game. But he's our safe pair of hands, and we lose transition. We'll get flooded in the middle. That's my only worry with him. But everything else, I agree. I think he'd be a brilliant buy for us. I really do. I think he'd be a superb buy for us.
We have some super chats coming in.
We do. Yes, we've got 2. Yeah, we've had 2 actually. We missed both.
Wow. Where is my tutor? My tutor is here. Let's bring up this from Jonathan Liljenberg coming in from Sweden. 20 Swedish kroners coming in with a super chat to say hi. It's been a long time. I played golf today. Big up,
Hey,
Jonathan.
big
That's
up,
my man
Jonathan.
playing golf. Oh yeah.
I don't know about the golf, but we'll let you off on that
No,
one. It's
no,
okay.
golf
It's okay.
is life. It's like therapy.
Do you play like Happy Gilmore or do you play like Jarvis? Let us know in the comments, Jonathan, how you play.
I can't even hit straight. It's like always.
Oh, you don't go straight. You go
No,
sideways.
the drivers. You know, with the driver.
Thank you so much for that's brilliant.
Yeah,
Rob,
big up, Jonathan. Let's play the toot.
yes.
Hope
Mine's
you well,
better.
Jonathan, and thank you for contributing to
Yes.
the channel. Thank you.
No, this is a great question. And I'll tell you why it's a great question. I'm going to take the glasses off to read this.
Yes.
Charlie, what was I talking about in the green room earlier on tonight? You read the question out, in fact. What was I talking about?
Okay. Rob Taff, £5 coming in and say, have the 1958s misread the room? Question mark. Now backtracking on protest against Jim. Is first game of the season a good or bad idea for a protest?
So I brought this up in the green room earlier. Me and Jarvis always talk.
You did. I can confirm.
And I brought this up and I said it could be a mistake. If between now and next Sunday we sign Baleba, then what's going to happen? You know, are the 1958 going to go ahead with this planned protest? And if so, what are we actually protesting about? Because whether you like it or not, the Glazers and Ineos have come together and have started to build something for this football club that we have not seen post Sir Alex Ferguson. These are astute buys. These are buys that the club have looked at and have determined are going to take the club forward. And Barada, we all know when he came on board, says, look, in 2028, Manchester United will be champions again. You get someone like Baleba and we could be champions in 2026. I'm sorry. We've got less games than City, less games than Liverpool, less games than Chelsea, less games than Arsenal. Okay. We've got less games than all of them. Tottenham, we've got less games than Tottenham. You know, we're not in any type of Europe. We will have a chance of doing something serious. So have they misread the room? Now, let's be very, very clear. Myself and Jarvis are a huge supporter of the 1958. Massive supporter. We think they've done great things. To remove the Glazers is absolutely imperative.
The main target.
Yeah, imperative. We must do that. But the first game of the season, with what the club have done in this transfer window, it might be difficult for some fans to swallow. There'll be a lot of hardcore fans out there who are absolutely don't give a crap. Yes, go ahead and you know, they want the 1958 to protest. If there is some backtracking, I've not seen it. I don't know about you, Jarvis. I've not heard it, but if there is some backtracking, I think it's probably the better option. And Red or Dead is absolutely right. Like I say, there are some fans, they don't care who they sign, and I get that. So you're going to get that kind of opinion, and it's perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. I've got no issue with anybody's views on it. I really haven't. Well, but I did ask that question.
The debt is still there. We still have 700-800 million pounds in debt. Yeah. And you know, if you add owning on transfer fees, it's more than $1 billion. They are holding us back. The stadium is still, they haven't figured out the stadium. Old Trafford is falling down. At least they've done something with the trading facilities. And, you know, something is starting to look better with the club.
But we're not there yet. And we know we're not there yet. Well, and I don't have an issue with it. I think
I understand. I fully understand that the people are against Ineos because they kept Glazers in the room, you know, and we know the Glazers are stinking up the room, and Ineos kept them there. So, you know, in a way, they betrayed us all, you know, when the Glazers tried for a full sale. but could it turn out to be a blessing in disguise that Ineos came in? Who knows? The future will show. But in a way, I'm a little bit torn with this.
Same here. That's all I'm saying.
I'm a little bit torn. I can't get myself to say fully 100% Ineos out and say they are doing a shit job, because apparently they're not. They have done well in some sense, at least better than the Glazers. But would they have done as well as let's say if Qatar came in 100% full sail? They would have cleared the depth. They will have announced a new stadium in days. Things would have happened really fast.
It's always a difficult one, Jarvis, my old mate. And interestingly enough, we don't know really what Qatar would have done, do we? We can speculate, and I'm kind of with you on that. I think they probably would have come and announced a new stadium, and all of that cleared off the deck, but we don't necessarily know. The thing about the club is, and we're all invested in the club in different time periods, and I always thought it was going to be, if we'd had a really bad summer, I think the 1958 would have really pushed on, really given it a fucking real go this year. They did give it a right go last year, but I think they'd ramp up the pressure big time this year. I think if you get Baleba in or Donnarumma, a goalkeeper I was asked about, would I go with Donnarumma? But if you get a goalkeeper and a midfielder, and you've got Mbumo, and you've got Cesko, and you've got Cunha, then what do you do, guys? And Ben's right. Yeah, I totally agree. Close the megastore down or do stuff of that nature. I absolutely, totally agree, guys. I really do. And I think there's going to be, with what they've done over this period of time, I think it's going to be very difficult for some people, not all, but for some people, to want to protest, although they hate the Glazers, and it will be very, very easy for a large proportion to want to protest. They don't care. Like Ben, he's come up and he said, "Look, I'd protest every game, irrespective. Also, red or dead. I don't care who we bought. I want the Glazers gone."
Ben is true to his words. He flew in from Ireland to go to the protests. So
yes, I remember.
I respect Ben and Ben's opinion. Big up, Ben.
No, I remember. Yeah, I do remember. And what I was going to just to finish off, absolutely right. This is why the Man United support group is the best in the world. We don't discriminate against whether you like the Glazers or you don't. We don't have a pop at you individually. It's all about the collective. And that's what I like about Manchester United's supporters. We're allowed to have an opinion. We're allowed to, think about things and not have it forced down your throat. So I'm with everybody in their opinion on this. And I think we've just got to go with what you feel within here about how you want to go and make your, and stand your ground with it, really, somehow. Look, we all know, when I meet with everybody, the Glazers got to go, Jarvis. They have to go.
They have to go. 100%. They need to go. We can't have the Glazers here stinking up the place. They have been ruining Man United for so many years. It's time to go. You're not wanted. You're not wanted.
But until somebody puts 10 billion on the table.
Yeah, with inflation, maybe they are all looking for 15 now. You never know with the Glazers. They are greedy fucks. Just how my French.
But I know one thing for sure. The 58 will organise it brilliantly, and whatever happens on Sunday, a week on Sunday, it'll be organised brilliantly, and it'll be done with the best intentions, and that I've got no problem with, and no doubt whatsoever.
Yeah, I see a lot of new faces coming in. You old faces coming in. Bad time Darius is in the house. Who else did the Superfly guy? Ramo is here. Who else did I see? Dan P. End the Madness is here. A lot of you legends, and we are about 55 likes. So if you are just arrived and you haven't smashed a like, please do us a favor and help us out. Smash the like. That's our currency when it comes to YouTube, because I don't know why, but YouTube have suddenly stopped pushing our content again. It's back and forward. They gave us so much help in July, but in August, it's dead. They don't want to do us
They
anything.
don't like us anymore, do they? Don't like us anymore. We've upset them, or I have. Maybe I've done it, Jarvis. Maybe it's fucking Stu. Get rid of him. Get him gone.
Question section. We will come. We have received. I think we have received 20.
Loads.
So we need a lot of times for the Q&A. But I have so many topics I need to cover. I think we have covered the Baleba thing.
Here's Mark. We have loads of questions. Tons of questions, actually. Hi, Mark.
Big up, Mark. Big up.
Big guys.
Big up, dude. Big up.
You well?
Yeah. I've just got in from training, so I was listening to you on the way out.
Yeah, same before we went live. Although I was woeful.
ITN is in the house. Big up, and MUFC 14 say Qatar never made a bid for United. It was Yassim. Whoever if insist it was Qatar, then they won 11 leagues in 12 seasons. I will take half of that. Okay.
Good point. Good point. Yeah, big up. Good point. I like that. Good point.
Thank you. I am Titanium sharing on X. If you haven't, please give us a share on X. My tweet account is Bowley77.
77 it is.
77. It's Bowley77.
Haven't you changed it to Legend 77 yet? I mean, what's Bowley 77? You should change it to Legend.
I was considering it, but I need to find something more suiting.
Unfortunately, that's already gone because I go by Legend 70. I wish. Is that right, Jamie? I have seen the Donnarumma links at 30 million today. Are we linked with him, Jarvis? Is that what Jamie's talking about, or?
There are some rumors, but I haven't heard any of the tier 1 journalists say that Donnarumma wants Man United. I feel it's his agents pushing it and telling the world that Donnarumma is out there. He has 1 year left on his contract. PSG just signed who was it? Chevalier today.
Yeah, it's happened, hasn't it?
Yeah. So there will be competition. They can put Donnarumma on the bench, but Donnarumma, he can just sit it out for one winter, and he will be good next season. So I don't know. Is it worth paying 30 million for a player like Donnarumma? Should we try?
Do you know, I'll bring Mark in a sec, but let me tell you something about Donnarumma from my eyes. He's been around for fucking ages. I've been on this planet for ages, and it seems like Donnarumma's been on the same time that I've been alive. He's been playing football that long at the highest level. I think he was in the AC Milan team at 17, might even been 16. He made his debut. But 100% he was there at 17. I think only Iker Casillas probably match that, because Casillas was around 17, 18 when he started playing. And it just appears that Donnarumma has been around for ages. And I never rated him, actually. I didn't think he was as good as people made out when he was at Milan and when he was at... I don't think he's been set the world alight, actually, for Italy, or he set the world alight for PSG, until my lad said, "Dad, you need to open your eyes." I said, "Really?" He said, just look at what you're getting. And I said, so I started having a look at him. He's like, what's he appears to be 6 foot fucking 10, or maybe even 7 foot. I know he isn't, but he's got this Schmeichel-esque stature about him, and his save percentage is quite high, isn't it? And I didn't realize he was so flexible, on the ground as well as in the air. And so, look, I would have Martinez all day long, because I just think he's an idiot, and I love idiots. But Donnarumma at 26 at 30 mil would represent better value for money, in my opinion, than Alisson and Edison have done for City and Liverpool, because you paid 74 million, correct me if I'm wrong, lads, for Alisson, and 65 Ederson. So you're getting half the price, I think, for a better all-round goalkeeper than both of those. So in answer to your question, if you'd asked me 8 weeks ago, no. But tonight is where we are now. If you can get somebody of his caliber that you're going to get 10 years out of, I would say, for 30 million quid, I think we should be forgetting Baleba right now and going ahead and doing that deal as quickly as we can. And then
that's just a fee. Look at his wages. He's on 244.8 euros a week.
So
Hale was on 300.
Yeah. So look, I think you could swallow that. The goal we all know as footballers, we're all footballers on this panel. All the devilish tacticos play football. You know the importance of a goalkeeper. I know the importance of a goalkeeper. How many times, Jarvis, have me and you spoken and you said to me, what's it like playing centre back? And I talk about the goalkeeper and a central midfield player as my 2 yardsticks.
Yeah.
Because they're the ones that I communicate the most with. Not so much the fullbacks, it's those two. And we're always talking yards. For that trio is vitally important. And if you've got somebody like Donnarumma who commands the box, he's big, he's tall, for 30 million quid, because I don't think we get Martinez I think it's 40 million for Martinez. I don't care what anyone says. Then I kind of think Donnarumma is probably the one we should be considering. If we are seriously linked about that, and it's a serious thing, then we should be going.
Yeah. Before we go to Mark, and he can have his say on Donnarumma, I'm just going to do the stats. As you said, he's 6'5", so he's a big guy. 89 kilos. That's 198 pounds. So he's not a lightweight.
He's a big lad.
Yeah. He's a big lad. Italian, as we all know, currently on 244.8k a week. That's euros. If he signed for us, we are talking about at least 300 a week. So we're talking about 15.5 million pounds a year. So 5-year deal, that's a lot of money. There's nothing as a free buy. It always comes with a cost. And when you look at his stats, I'm gonna bring it down a little bit so I can read it all. Post shot expected goals minutes, goals allowed. That's not good. But goals against, he hardly concedes goals. He's in the 88th percentile. But looking at his stats, he didn't have a good season for Paris last season. His crosses stopped. This is where he excels and goals against. But maybe that's just a good defense. So maybe he's on the decline. That's just what I can read from the stats, but I'm not a goalkeeper expert. Maybe Mark knows more because you have scored a lot of goals against many good goalkeepers in your time.
I think, as Stu said, 30 million for Donnarumma or 45 million for Martinez. I think it's a no-brainer. You go Donnarumma. The chat keeps constantly saying it. He's just won the Champions League.
Onana, again, he won the Champions League or came to the final with.
But the stats that we need for the Premier League, what's he like on crosses? Yeah, he's 6'5". He's got a 2.5 meter wingspan. He's one of the most agile. Like that, literally. He's so agile for someone that size. Everyone looks at Nick Pope and you go, no, he can't get down to the low ones. Well, look at Donnarumma. Look at what he did against Liverpool and that. He's just saving shots at his feet, which is the one place. So the taller the keeper, the closer to his feet you put it, and he won't save it. I think he's a well beater, and he's probably the up. What's he? 31, 32.
Donnarumma.
Yeah,
26.
26,
apparently.
26.
Like I say, he seems to have been around for fucking ever, doesn't he?
Well, yeah, it's been around exactly. So I thought it was like, I think he could be. When we had Schmeichel, we went through keeper. We finally got Van der Sar.
Yeah.
I think he's the next one in line. Keeper. Donnarumma. I hold him in that high regard. Every goalkeeper.
I think he stays with us. Yeah. 10 years. 10 years.
You can't really look at stats. Again, you can only really look at Champions League because you can't look at me shooting against him, can you? And I could probably play in the Farmers League still now. So, it is about who he comes up against. But yeah, I think he's very, very good. I've always rated him. Stu, you're right. He wasn't even 17 when he played. He was 16.
Yeah, I did. I thought that. Yeah.
He was the youngest player to ever play for the Italian under-21s.
Yeah.
And yeah, obviously, therefore, pushed himself for it. Anyone who pushes into AC Milan as well, that's no easy job to do that. They're quite strategic in their signings, and when the time's right, you come in. They don't tend to play that many youngsters.
I'm trying to think. Did he take over from Dida?
No.
He didn't take over from Dida.
There was someone in between them, but they were crap.
Someone in between. Yeah, because Dida was a long time Milan keeper, wasn't he? He was there for a while, wasn't he?
This is it. They don't tend to change them. It's Dida. There was someone short term in between. I can't even remember his name. Then Donnarumma, and then Magic Mike.
Manion, yeah.
And that's probably covered 20 years.
Yeah.
And that's what I mean. Like, but then look at the Italian goalkeepers. Buffon played, from 5 till he was about 90. So
he did. Yeah.
So, but you would have loved my training session tonight because that's exactly what I've just been doing, playing out from the back. So goalkeeper, centre back, holding midfielder, spine of the team, and that's what he could bring. You've got him talking to one centre back, and then you've got that centre back talking to Baleba. It would change everything. And as I was listening to you guys on the way home, if we're spreading the payments over 5 years, very small payments. If we can even just pay 10 million for him right now and pay the other 20 later on, I don't care. You go and get that job done. A goalkeeper is a necessity.
Yeah, I agree. I think some of we did get Schmeichel late, didn't we? He's 28. Something like that, 27, 28, wasn't he, Schmeichel, when he came? Van der Sar,
wasn't it? If Denmark didn't get in the Euros, we don't sign Schmeichel.
Correct. Yeah. Van der Sar, gents, remember, ladies, 32.
Yeah, from Fulham.
From Fulham. We had a good period out of him. We went. Nobody was talking about Donnarumma because we didn't see.
It was mentioned end of the season. Basically, his contract. He's still not signed this contract. It was mentioned, and everyone thought United were just being used to get a new contract.
Yeah,
but they've now gone and signed another goalkeeper. So it's more like 50-50 than it was just him trying to get a contract and being linked with Man United. So test the water.
We could get him. Brilliant.
Test the water. Put in a bid.
Yeah. Romano told me there were truth in these rumors, and but we are apparently looking at a loan. That's more realistic.
Yeah. Even if we got a loan, Jarvis, it'd be great because
as they signed Chevalier and he's on 240.
That's even smarter business, isn't it? To loan him is even smarter because if he isn't up to the Premier League, he goes back, or we buy him a year later with an obligation.
You pay a loan fee at 5 mil with an option. Yeah. You run a 5 mil.
And you sign him in July 1st.
Yeah,
and you sort it into the next PSR thing. United are moving smart, and it hurts me to almost say that because I feel like I'm fooling myself.
No, we've just been talking about it.
No, I know, but it's like a false sense of security. Like when you're like, it's all going great, and then in the back of your head you're going, but what's going to go wrong? We're going to sign this. Is Cesko going to rock up on Saturday and get a whack in the first 5 minutes of the Arsenal game and be out?
I don't think he won't start, Mark. He won't start.
No, like Maddison has just done for Tottenham in a friendly.
He has. Yeah, he's isn't he?
This shit happens. It does happen. But yeah, it's mental. I was only on with you on Monday, and we were talking about, oh, we're coming back today, and they're saying stuff will start happening this week. Jesus Christ, they weren't joking.
Look, we have spoken about it. Going back to Donnarumma, by the way. Again, look at the clubs. Look at our rivals in Europe, and who's looking for a goalkeeper. We know that Barcelona aren't, because they just signed. I can't remember who they signed.
They signed Chesney full time, didn't they?
Yeah, and they signed another goalkeeper. Real Madrid, no. Arsenal, no. Liverpool, no. City, no. Chelsea, no. These are all
Newcastle.
Newcastle and Chelsea. I'd say
City have just
Man City and Chelsea are the two where Donnarumma could go.
No, they've just signed Trafford. City have. They've just got him back. So James Trafford,
still young, maybe.
He's gone to City. Unbelievably, he's gone to City. So none of our rivals necessarily need a number one.
No.
And this is the interesting thing. When you start looking around, when you look at the types of players that we are being linked with, you've got to look at the clubs that are looking and searching for the same type of player. And at this point in time, they just aren't there. They're not there.
No, it's very true.
So we could be in for a shout with Donnarumma. Look, as I said, if you'd asked me 8 weeks ago, I said, nah, not interested. But actually,
what about the question
about money?
What about the question we were asked 2-3 weeks ago when we were talking about Martinez? Do we sell to buy, or do we buy to force the sale? Do we buy Donnarumma to force Onana out? Or is it true that we can't buy Donnarumma unless we sell Onana first?
I actually think
we keep hearing this story, don't we, when it comes to the goalkeeper?
Yeah, I actually think that I think Onana. See, I saw something today which I kind of thought was quite eye-opening for more than one reason, and that was when the Baleba thing broke. Did any of you notice that Onana was critical in talks or getting Baleba interest in Manchester United? And I thought, when I read that, I thought, you know what, that's really interesting. That's really interesting, and I'm wondering where his thoughts are taking him as an individual. Do I need to help the club in some way so I can stay? Have I been told I'm on thin ice? It was relatively strange that Onana would be pushing for Baleba to come, because that's not what really happens. It's normally outfield players talk to outfield players. You hear it all the time.
Unless it's his roommate. Unless, do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, unless it's his roommate. I don't know. But, for me, it's quite interesting.
Dan makes a great point there, because I knew about that. I was going to say that.
Also, look, when it goes to Onana, I think Onana knows that he can't survive another season playing the way he's done.
Well, can I say something strange about Onana?
Yeah.
For an injured goalkeeper, he went on tour. He didn't stay back and have treatment. He went on tour. He trained in every training session. He's still training now. And for the injury he had, he shouldn't have been able to train.
Well,
so what else has he been doing? Has he been Agent Onana?
Well, who knows? But ultimately,
really weird.
You make a decision. Jonathan, thank you so much for that, pal. And good night. Rest in peace. Rest in peace. Sleep. I'm still pissed up. I haven't sobered up yet from Hungary. So rest in peace.
Have a good one, Jonathan. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for the super chats. You are a legend. And I hope you see you on the next stream. Great to have you on.
Danny B makes a good point there. He thinks it'll be Lammens, but wasn't the figure for Lammens around 20-something million?
Yeah, so your choices are, and really your choices are worldly experience. Sorry, Jonathan, which Donnarumma has, or you've got to look at the two. Who would you trust to go in goal in the Premier League? Would you trust Donnarumma or would you trust Lammens?
Donnarumma. Well, my point is, You're looking at a couple of million difference between a seasoned, experienced international goalkeeper
3 years.
and an up-and-coming young keeper.
3 years. They're 23 and 26, aren't they, respectively? So 3 years as well. So exactly right. That 8 million quid or 5 million quid and 3 years of experience is well worth the extra 5 mil.
Hey, look, you don't get in the pool by dipping your toe, do you? You jump in. So stick in a £30 million bin and see what happens. What's 30 million?
Well, I think in the modern day market, I absolutely. But don't forget, we've shirked. Here's another thing, by the way. And this again needs to be thought about. We've shirked cheaper options this year. We've dismissed Turkey at 20 million or whatever it is. You know, we shirked cheaper players. And we're spending money, big money, in the right areas. So I think you go Donnarumma out the two, to be honest. But there you go.
100%.
But don't you think we can do with Onana in goal? You know, I'm doing the devil's advocate. I'm not a big fan, by the way, of Onana. I'm just saying we have a front trio now that's cost us roughly about 200. Are we talking about 200 million?
100, 60 million each, isn't it, roughly?
Yeah. And let's say if we sign Baleba 80 plus 15 add-ons, 20 add-ons, it will cost us a lot of money. Do we ever, you say 30 million, but if we are skint, if you don't have the money to buy a goalkeeper, should we just go for something like the big signings like Baleba and just screw the goalkeeper signing fully on and just keep Onana for one more season?
Can I answer that one first?
Yeah, please.
Yeah, go for it. Yeah.
Break the PSR rules like every other club and just take the point deduction.
Okay.
Interesting.
Look at Nottingham Forest. They signed 20 players to stay up. Man City are on 100 and bloody God knows how many more charges after the 115.
Yeah.
You would be able to repute the thing going, look at Everton. They had fined 10 and point deduction, and they got 5. If we can push for a Champions League spot, we still get European spot placings, and we could win a trophy, and we could strengthen our team for the following year.
It's worth pointing out, and Mark's right about PSR, by the way, but it's worth pointing this out, fellas. And I've spoken about this before. You get one chance with players. Certain players, you only get one chance in a career, in a lifetime to sign. Cunha, if we'd missed out on him this time, we missed the boat with him.
It'd be at Arsenal.
Same with Mbumo. You missed the boat with him. He's gone. You don't buy him. He signs a contract for 5 years. We don't buy him. Same with Cunha. You don't buy him. Sesko was in exactly the same boat. He was never staying at Leipzig, was he?
Yeah.
You don't get him again because he goes to Newcastle, and then if he has a really good 3 years at Newcastle, he's up front for Real Madrid or Barcelona or Bayern Munich or somewhere like that. In the next 3 years, you get one job. Donnarumma falls into that one chance bracket.
Yeah,
and I think Baleba,
Michael or Van der Sar.
There's a great question here from DJ Superfly. But Stu, do you care to answer this? Because I don't know.
I don't have the answer to that, DJ. I'm not even going to try and guess. I don't have the answer to that.
I believe he's not great with his feet, and therefore he hampers them playing out from the back. That's probably the only thing I will say about him. His ball playing ability is a lot lower. But at the end of the day, what do you want? Do you want a keeper who can kick a ball, or do you want a keeper that keeps the ball out of the net?
If that's what it is, then if we're looking at what Amorim wants, then Donnarumma doesn't fit the Amorim thing. But if he signs for Juventus, for example, you've got 5 years. You're not going to get that chance. Magnifico. He makes a really good point. Who are the players you do get a second chance to sign then? Well, your Hayden Hackneys of this world, just as an example, are the players you've got a chance to sign because he goes to, I don't know, somewhere like Brentford, has a good 2 or 3 seasons. You can get Hackney. Someone like Donnarumma, you don't have a chance. He will go. If Donnarumma goes off to Real Madrid, that's it. You're finished. He's done. You don't get him. You've just got what you've got a really good chance of getting him. There's not
Stu,
many.
that's a really good point. Would you not say Donnarumma is the perfect replacement for Courtois at Real Madrid?
100%. 100%.
So therefore, he's the perfect goalkeeper for Manchester United if you're moving forward.
Yeah, he's if you've got Courtois up there, and I don't think Courtois has been great for Real Madrid personally. He's been easily got at, hasn't he, recently? When you looked at the Courtois at Chelsea, there was this thing about David De Gea, Courtois, who goes to Real Madrid because they're the best in the business. Do you remember that 3 seasons, the two of them, they were the best in the business? And De Gea won the race, didn't he? He got the call, apart from, I'd love to know, I can't wait till his book comes out. I think that's going to be the most best-sold book ever, David De Gea and the fax machine. That's what I'd call it, David De Gea and the fax machine, because it's the world's best-kept secret.
Are you just skipping to the end of the book, aren't you? You just
forget
all of this youth and that. It's like, no, where is this last season at Man United?
Yeah, it's the best kept secret in the world about that fucking fax machine, right? And so at that particular time, Courtois, we'll all admit, was wonderful for Chelsea. We'll all admit he was brilliant, but so was De Gea. And De Gea got the Real Madrid nod, didn't he? Couldn't make it, signs a new contract to United. 2 years later, what happens? Courtois whistles his way.
Don't forget, he was De Gea's replacement at Atletico.
Correct, and this is where we are. So, when you look at it, you've just got to. There are these players you've got to go and say. It's what I said about Isak Jarvis. I don't know whether you're on the show, Mark, but I said we should be making a play for Isak. Whether we were even in the conversation with him, it doesn't matter. You've got to make a play for him.
You don't have to win the bid. You just put the bid in.
You make a play.
And if you go shit the bed, you just offer him less wages where you know he's not going to accept it to get out of the deal. But
you try.
You've got to be looking to fight. And if you don't look to fight, you get bullied.
Yeah, and here's something quite interesting actually. And I was talking to a couple of friends of mine when we were out in Hungary. And we were talking about transfers, and we're talking about players you covet now. And I said, well, what would you do with Mbappe? And they said, oh, fucking hell, if we get him at Liverpool. And they said, what would you do with him? I said, I'd leave him at Real Madrid. Yeah, he's not one of those players you would go after. He doesn't fit into that category of we must get Mbappe. He doesn't fit into that.
Mbappe needs to grow up.
So, but there are certain players like Isak you must go after, you must strive for him. And that's the difference, really, in trying to get footballers and trying to get players. So I think we're doing very well this transfer window by the way we've approached it. The Cesko deal, if what's been reported was true,
you're talking about taking a pay cut to come to us.
Well, the way that we went about doing the negotiations, finding out where the land lay, then finding out, with the player, then going to Leipzig and saying, well, look, we've had this conversation. This is what we're told. What are you telling us? And then
that's what we're doing with Baleba as well. So
we appear to be doing that way. We appear to be doing that, don't we?
That's business. That's business. So if Jarvis and you are trying to, you're trying to sell a house to each other, you might come to me and go, can you go find out what Jarvis thinks of this? And Jarvis might say, can you find? And then I come back to you and go, look, at the end of the day, he wants to sell between X and Y.
Yeah.
And you decide where and that you're going to come in with your offer. That is how business always has been done.
Absolutely.
I said on the show before, I thought United had been moving like a bunch of idiots coming in lowballing people like they did with the Mbermo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you're like, why are you dragging this out, dragging it out? It's like they've learned. It's going, okay, this isn't going to work. We're going to have to come in with a one-time offer, which has always been the Manchester United way. You come in with one offer, and if they reject it, you're like, you don't change it, you just pull out and you go for the next thing.
Look, a good point.
I think that's what they're doing there. They've done it with Cesko. What does he want? There was something in his contract. I can't remember who it was. It might have been Pletigol. who said that he's got certain teams that he will move to, or something of that, like a caliber of team.
Yeah, I did hear
like
that.
they have to accept the bid.
That. Yeah.
So that might have been the case. We might have been one because, or he said, I'm a United fan. I only want to play for Manchester United, so you're going to have to accept their bid. Whatever it is, he's forced the deal, hasn't he? Come to us for less money and wants to play for Manchester United.
So, and here lies the intrigue for me with the old Gyökeres Cesko merry-go-rounds, where Arsenal wanted Cesko as his first choice. We don't know whether we wanted Gyökeres as our first choice. Nobody knows. But they couldn't get the deal done, Arsenal. So maybe we got encouragement way back then.
Maybe someone found out something about that contract.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So maybe we had that encouragement that's forced us, or we've moved a bit quicker. But I don't know.
I just made a poll for you guys. I said the next goalkeeper, Gianluigi Donnarumma or Sene. I wrote Sene Lammen, but it's Sene Lammens or French Lammens. I don't know how you pronounce it in Belgium. But who would you sign out of those two? It would be interesting to see. And the recent poll when it came to Højlund, sell or loan, or just keep him as second striker, the verdict was 51-49, and the Devilish Tacticals.
Can I just say on that, Jarvis? Yep. There was one person who made the biggest point. Are we in a position where we can get rid of Rasmus and leave ourselves short? We're not. We're not. There's what, 1 year?
That was my original question, by the way.
Yeah.
When I made the poll.
It's not feasible right now. He's not fit, match fit, but is what I mean by that. Rasmus is further into the thing. You've got to give him till at least the end of the transfer window. Maybe he goes on the last day. Who knows? But that's my take on it. I don't think they should. I think they should. I think they could strike up a partnership. And if you need to chuck two strikers on, great. You've got both are fast. Both are, one's great in the air, one's better on the floor. That's what you want, isn't it? Strikers, chalk and cheese. If you're going to play two up top.
Well, that's the idea. I mean, I've always advocated the 3-5-2 system anyway. But what do I know?
Well, the way he played the other week with the 3 10s up front, if he just changed that to 4 at the back, he could have played 4-2-3-1. Yeah, that's a different. That would scare people with those 3 number 10s. But he's not a man for change. He's been married to the same woman for 100 years.
I don't want to say anything, but Jarvis knows my favourite formation, don't you, pal?
4-4-2.
3-5-2.
I like the 3-5-2, but actually, as Jarvis will tell you, the way that I manoeuvre the team around actually turns into almost a 4-2-3-1, doesn't it, Jarvis? Do you remember you were saying to me, Stu, you know what that is, don't you? I said, yeah, it is. But and that's when I started talking about, Mark, there's only a finite way you can play football. What anybody says, you could have 100 formations and systems, but you can only fit a certain amount of players on a pitch.
I have just been talking about that tonight.
Yeah.
What is it? If I said to you or chat about low and mid blocks, all it means is you get back in a 4 and a 5 or a 5 and a 4.
Correct.
And you leave 1 up top or 2. If you want to be thingy, you can go 4 and 4 and leave 2 up top, which a lot of the Premier Leagues do. They go 4-4-2 when defending. It's just 2 straight lines. That is called the offside trap.
Talking about it for years.
Yeah. Guys, I just want to move on the show. I'm concerned on time. We started a little bit later than usual. I see Stephanie is calling it the night. Saying good night, everyone. And the same with Catherine McDade. Big up, Catherine. Sleep well.
Good night, Catherine. No nonsense, McDade.
Two more quick topics, and then we can do like 3 questions on the Q&A. So I don't want to do more than maximum half an hour or more, if that's okay with you guys. So the first topic is about Mason Greenwood. There were some rumors today coming out. We're not going to talk about the Greenwood scandal. We're going to talk about the money and the transfers. So this came out. Al Nassr made a recent inquiry about Marseille striker Mason Greenwood, and Marseille don't want to sell, and now unclear if Al Nassr will persist or whether Greenwood is open to Saudi. But if he goes, we have a sell-on clause, and that's 50%. Apparently, Marseille wants 150 million if Al Nassr comes in. So we are talking about 75 million pounds straight in our bank accounts and pockets. And by the way, Mason Greenwood have scored 5 goals in Marseille's 6 friendlies this summer. He's doing well, and he's
Wasn't he
banging in
like
those
third or
goals.
fourth top goal scorer last season in France as well?
Yes. But Marseille don't want to sell him. I think the Serbi want to keep him. He's a vital part of their attack. He's scoring a lot of goals. But so the question is actually, do you think this could happen, and how will it affect our transfer window? Are we just looking at Baleba straight away, or because I just read the Swedish Rumble came out, and he don't believe that Man United can afford to buy Baleba for the 104 million pounds that are
If you knew
put
you
out
had
there
75 million coming,
because of the PSR thing. It's not about the money. We have the credit card. There are money available. There is money available, but will it affect us? Should we hope for Al Nassr? They were going to save us when it came to Anthony.
and Casemiro.
He doesn't
Yeah.
go. He stays, and he's in Barcelona in 2 years' time. Simple as that.
Not for that kind of money, though.
He won't go for that money, but he'll be at Barcelona or Real Madrid. Simple as that.
So we sold him there for 20 something. It was
25 mil. 25
Yeah.
mil.
So unless Man United have done some kind of deal behind closed doors with Saudi saying you can't have our players, but we can tell you what players to go for, but you've got to pay this money. I don't know, because if it's a 50% sell on, that means you have to up your valuation because the club still wants their money. So if they value him at 75 million, it's 150 million to get him out because the club won't get the 75.
Career suicide.
Yeah.
So they're the only people who can do that.
Yeah.
Do you see what I mean?
It's career suicide for Greenwood. If he ends up Saudi Arabia, he's been hugely badly advised. Because I promise you now, guys, he is Real Madrid or Barcelona bound. It's too good. Way too good for Saudi Arabia. Way too good.
And he's too young.
Too young.
Saudi. Although we have seen, for example, Marcus Leonardo go to Saudi and do well. Isn't he the Al Nassr striker at the current moment?
Yeah. But look at John Duran.
But then let's not lie. If Anthony went there, it should be too young for him. He's still only young. So a lot of these younger players, they did it to China. Oscar and people like that, they went to China. It does happen. They are badly advised, and that is a lot of money to someone like him, tax-free, who
he's going back to Betis. He'll go to Betis.
Yeah, but I'm talking about as a young player. Mason Greenwood needs to rebuild his career. What a great way to do it if he can get that move.
Yeah, it wouldn't be for me.
If you move for that money, what money are they going to pay him?
Oh, he'll get 400 or 500 grand a week. He knows that. I mean, you're made for life. But then you don't go from Saudi Arabia to Real Madrid. Doesn't happen. It won't happen.
We have seen it, Shu. You have seen it. The players that came back from China.
Yeah, from China. I think Saudi Arabia is a different.
Yeah, but you have to fulfill your contract time in Saudi to get it tax-free.
Yeah, you've got to be there.
You can't break your contract. You have to stay there. Or let's say if he gets a 4-year deal.
I can't see it happening. He will end up at somewhere like, hockey's right. He's going to change his allegiance. He's going to play for Jamaica.
Yeah.
He's already played.
He's going to play for Jamaica. He's going to change allegiance, though.
It's under Steve McLaren, isn't it?
Yeah, and he's going to. He'll end up. He will go to somewhere like Real Madrid or Barcelona. If he goes to Saudi Arabia now, forget it. He'll never go to.
Tell you what, we talk about everything, but Greenwood, Ravel Morrison, both Jamaican, and I tell you what, they couldn't be 2 more wasted talents from Manchester United.
Well, you know, without going over old ground, if he hadn't done what he'd done, then allegedly you wouldn't be having Cunha or Mbumo.
That's a different debate. We don't want to go into this. We want to keep
No. We're just saying, like,
in the chat.
I'm just saying you wouldn't have
because it's too controversial of a topic. I don't want to go into that.
Absolutely, I can't see that happening.
So the second topic is we have a friendly against Florence or Fiorentina.
We do.
It will be the last game before we go into the first game of the Premier League. Arsenal. I think the Arsenal game we are playing at home, Old Trafford. Is that right? Yeah. So what do we reckon for the selection of the team? Is it tomorrow? The Fiorentina game is on Saturday. Yeah. So
well, actually tomorrow, because it's gone midnight here. So
yes,
1 o'clock with you, isn't it? So tomorrow, yeah.
So are we? What type of team do you think Amorim will set up with the current players you have available? I want to go through it and talk a little bit of tactics. What do you think? How will he set up and who will he pick? For example, who will he pick in goal? Because I think this will be the team that starts against Arsenal.
Exactly. Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say. So it's likely to be. I think I'll run with Onana. He'll run with De Ligt in the centre, Yoro, Mazzari. I'm going to have to go with Agate, Bruno, Dorgu, question mark, Højlund, Mbumo, and Cunha. I'm going to go with Ahmad. I think that'll be the starting 11 on Sunday for Arsenal, and I think that'll be as close as you're going to get on Saturday.
There's a few interesting ones in there. So I'd have Heaton in goal because
it's not what you want. Is how do you think?
No. If I was the manager, his rules of not playing in Burma and people like that, they're not fit enough. So therefore, I would have Heaton in goal. So he can't play Onana, sticking to his own rules. Okay. Then he'd have Luke Shaw, De Ligt, and Yoro. Left wing back, Dorgu. Right wing back will be his new second favourite son, the new number 2, Dalot. Casemiro, Bruno, and then Cunha and Burmo and Rasmus. But the caveat,
but you risk Rasmus. You know the rumours.
That's what I was just about to say. We don't really know. That will give us the big. Does he stay? Does he go? Is it whether he starts? But he can't play that false 9 bollocks on Sunday because that really did not work. I thought
he won't play the false 9. I don't think. I think he'll. And by the way, that team I picked will only play 45 minutes. Well, that's going to be as close to his starting 11. Goalkeeper, probably Bayern Sunday, a week on Sunday. But that's going to be as close to his starting 11, I think.
Yeah.
As you're going to get.
But I think they play 75 minutes as much as they can. Because that's what he's done so far. And I really appreciate that. I appreciate that. 45, 60, 70, But are we going to treat this as a friendly because it's technically De Gea's testimony?
You got week out. You've got to start looking at your team. Just hold on one second, lads.
Yeah. So I want to bring up this because so if I read you correctly, you said Heaton in goal, Yoro, De Ligt. Yeah. Was it Luke Shaw or Heaven?
Yeah, Shaw,
Dorgu and Ahmad in defense.
I think he plays Dalot. Why would you give him number 2 and technically almost make him vice captain?
Okay, Dalot. Yeah, I don't agree, but yeah. You make a good case. So the pivot will be Bruno and Casemiro, or are we looking at Ugarte? Because I think Ugarte played the most minutes when it came to the
He did, but he had such a bad game in the last one. I don't know if he picked up a knock, like because he was playing so bad. It was like, what's wrong with you? Can I just say though, after watching back the highlights of Aiden Heaven after getting that forearm smash, Stu, you'd be so proud of the lad. Do you know what I mean?
I didn't see it, but he's not had the best.
He picked himself up.
Yeah,
he picked himself up and smashed the shit out of him the next chance he got.
Good lad.
And then to wrap that up, Harry Maguire came over on the next tackle and put him out the stadium.
Fantastic. That's what I want to fucking see.
And that's what I thought. I went, that's together.
Maguire in that team. That's what we need. Get Maguire in. It's going to be hugely interesting. I agree with Dalot, by the way, Mark. I think I'm going to be. Yeah, I think I'm at probably.
Not about what we want. It's not about what we want. We all don't want him in. Well, I'm pretty sure that would be my poll. How many people want Dalot to play? But
yeah,
because or you could flip that and you could have Dalot left and Dorgu right.
Yeah.
Okay, so but did he do that in the friendlies? Because I think Dorgu was excellent on the left.
No, Dorgu's was good.
He did do it last season. He did do it last season where he played Dorgu right and Dalot left, and then he swapped them. So, which is always good because it means you've got someone going inside, and then next minute they're going outside.
Yeah, I can't think that Mazzari will be on the bench though. That's the only issue I'd have with that team.
Can I tell you guys what I think? How I think it will set up? Because I have one thought in mind. This is the last game before the Arsenal game, and you got to remember Arsenal. They will play with the let's say Gyökeres will be here. They will have Saka, and you know. So playing Dalot here, for example, to be more defensively, maybe that's why he will start Dalot, because we are up against Arsenal, and maybe even Bruno and start Mbumo on the bench, play Bruno here and put in Ugarte just to have two PMs.
And I feel safe with those two though.
Just to be prepared for the Arsenal game, just to see one last time if it works.
I don't think Gyökeres is fit enough.
Well, they just played him for 60 minutes and he couldn't hit a barn door. So
I don't think he's fit enough. Gyökeres, amazing starts.
Going back to your thing about why Dalot would be the opposite side, that means you put a right footer up against a left footer. When he cuts onto his strong side. That's also another good reason to do it. A bit like the complete opposite going forwards. You're taking them on their wrong side. But I think Gyökeres is going to be a massive flop anyway, so I'm sort of with you, Stu. I don't matter if they start him or don't start him.
I don't think it's an issue for us, Gyökeres. I don't think Shaw gets.
What about Mason Mount? He's been one of our best players in pre-season.
Yeah,
I would rather see Mount in the 8th than Bruno, but that's me. I've got nothing against Bruno. Just apart from his discipline, I think he's our best, most talented player, but. His discipline in
could we see something like this with Bruno and actually Mason Mount?
No.
You could take Højlund out and put Mbumo just as a striker.
Yeah.
No.
And Mount in.
No. You can't do that.
I would say he's more likely to swap Mount and Bruno and have Bruno, Cunha and Mbumo and Mount it behind with Casemiro.
You've got to play Højlund. If he plays a week on Sunday, he has to play this weekend.
I agree, but we don't know what the manager's got in store for him. Is he actually genuinely looking to get rid of him?
I think he's probably not played him against Everton because he's got him earmarked. You are going to see as close to the first 11 that starts a week on Sunday as possible. At some point on that pitch, he'll either finish with the first 11 or he'll start with the first 11.
Let's assume he will start with his strongest team that will start against Arsenal. That's the.
Well, you never know. It might not be Casemiro. It might be Baleba.
Yeah. Well, in that case, then it'll be Ugarte. Ugarte will start on Saturday then.
So we think we could see something like Ugarte and Bruno
Yeah,
Hope not.
Dallo. I'd say Dallo. I'd say Dallo will be out. Dorgu left, and it'll be Mazzari right. I don't see Dallo getting in ahead of
Is
Mazzari.
Masraoui fit enough to play?
Well, I hope
I
so
think
because
everyone's good.
and I think that's, and then obviously it being Boomer. I think that's likely to be your Boomer and Højlund is going likely to be your 11.
Okay. Okay.
But I like to ask a question. I got in a bit of a sticky one in the WhatsApp group about Bruno today. Because everyone, yeah, you see it. They think I hate him. I don't hate him. It's if Bruno was the best number 10 in the Premier League, and this is going more to the chat and Jarvis to you, because if Stu's seen it, he knows what I'm going to say. If he was the best number 10 and we've gone and bought 2 number 10s, you don't drop your best player in a position to play out of position and then get linked to buying a midfielder, because now you're saying every midfielder that is on that bench and in the youth team are fighting for one spot in the team next to Bruno.
Okay. So your thinking is you want to play Bruno in the false 9?
No, well,
No,
that's what I'm trying to say. Like,
you're not going to play Bruno in the false 9, are you? Because you just bought Cesko, so you're not going to play him in false 9. Yeah.
So, are we preparing for next season already by buying 2 number 10s? Buying Mount, you've got Mount, Ahmad, who can also play in the 10 with Bruno, but we've got Ugarte, Mainu. Some would say Xerxes to play in that sort of 8 role.
I've just realised what we've done, by the way. You've got to take Shaw out. Shaw won't start, I don't think.
He started 3 out of the 4 games.
Yeah, but
it's true. It's true.
Don't know.
Well, you said he
and Heaven didn't have a good cameo in the game against West Ham.
Yeah, he's been terrible.
When Bowen scored, he came into centrally.
He's been poor.
Scored an own goal.
But he was superb against Arsenal at the end of last season because it was his old club.
Yeah, he's been poor.
But it's always like the second season syndrome when it comes to these young players. Something tells me that you got to keep them a little bit down, to grounded.
That's why I asked the question when Stu said about Baleba having a Premier League proven, because he hasn't done 2 seasons, and it is that second season.
Yeah, second season will be interesting. If he comes to us, it'll be interesting. That's what I was getting at. 100 million doesn't stack for me.
No, and he's not Premier League proven. He's played a couple of games in Premier League. Yeah. He didn't even start.
Big up, Kevin. Big up. Thanks for tuning in.
But what do the chat think? Who do they think is going to play alongside Bruno? Because we all believe Bruno's going to be our 8, and it's more diamond formation though if you play Bruno in the middle. So Jarvis, if you put Ugarte in the 6 in front level with De Ligt, and then Bruno would be in behind him, Bruno and Cunha.
Yeah. So we basically play with 3 number 10s.
Yeah, and that's why we get run through the midfield. Because
it's staggered, but we know how we zigzag our way out, because when we set up the diamonds, let's say this is the diamond. And we don't play the wing back. So we set up playing either Bruno to Dorgu and then Cunha and back to Bruno again, or directly to Cunha and he will angle the pass. So we have options. Or Bruno moves up and Ugarte comes in just to create space. Bruno drags his defender with him and Ugarte comes in, get that split second on the ball, and then we are going.
You're in danger. You're in danger.
We have patterns, and we've seen it. We've seen it with Amorim when Xerxes and Bruno played. Xerxes dropped down and Bruno.
When whoever plays with Bruno gets left on their own and gets 2 players running up.
It's not going to happen this year though, because you've got Bruno and Cunha, so that won't happen this year. That's the key.
Do you think that's the tactic? Do you think that is? Yeah, Bruno 100%. Comes forward, it's 100%. Because Bruno can't do it.
Yeah, 100%. You look where Cunha comes from deep. He always plays deep. If you look at him, he will run deep from Ugarte's position with the ball. So he will drop in and take it. That's what I've always said. If you put Ugarte in the middle, you put Bruno in front of him, you've got Mbeumo and Cunha to sweep up in and around. That's how that system is supposed to work. That's how that six is supposed to operate.
But
I would like
ideally,
early on in the pitch.
ideally, you want Bruno to receive the ball in this area. If I put in
I'd give it Dorgu or Cunha.
Ideally, you would want Bruno to receive the ball in this area, because then he can pop the balls to in every direction, and we have the wing backs coming.
I want him to receive the ball at all.
That's always been our Achilles heel. So we always play Dorgan, we always play Mazzari wide right. You need to tuck those in a little bit, drop Cunha back in, and you've got 3 options rather than 1.
Inside to out. That's what you want. Inside to out.
That's what we need.
Well, basically, he could receive the ball here.
He could do.
Pop it, but you're in the same pocket. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but you're in the same pocket there.
Now, Bruno will. If you bring up his heat map, I'm telling you now, from most of the pre-season friendlies. Yeah, he's always out on the left, so he can hit an in-swinging ball into the box. And where's that in-swinging ball go 9 times out of 10?
But maybe Bruno is driving in the Cunha role, and Cunha is dropping. We talked about it. Cunha is the guy. He's the key.
Yeah, what will happen with Cunha is,
and then he can progress the ball. Carry.
I don't think Cunha will come in middle. He'll still drift left, Cunha, but he'll be further in. So if you put Cunha's going to be Cunha will take the ball roughly where Bruno is, parallel to him to the right.
So here,
and then drop Dorgo in to the dark shaded area, be behind Cunha to the dark shade. Just drop him in just slightly. That's it. Perfect. That's how we'll move the ball forward this time.
He will want a 6-man attack. He will want Ugarte sat in front of the back 3 on the halfway line. So literally 3 on the halfway line. Ugarte will sit on the edge of the circle, or D of the halfway line in their half. And then you should have Bruno, Mazzari, Dorgu level with each other, and a front 3. And then that's when you start picking what side you're going to play. So you probe down with your wing backs. But what Bruno does, he is in the position where you've got him now, and he pings it in behind for them to run onto, which worked for Dorgu when Mason Mount did it, didn't he? Just chip that little ball over. That seems to be Amorim's tactics of getting the fullbacks high, and they make the runs in behind to do a pullback towards 3 players coming in. But Bruno keeps being dragged towards the play. So if that goes wrong and is cleared, and the midfielders and strikers stay high, as the defence drop, you end up with a 3v1 in midfield on Ugarte.
But Bruno doesn't get dragged, Mark. Yeah, Bruno doesn't get dragged. He just does it himself. He's not disciplined. That's his only problem.
I call him a ball watcher.
Yeah, that's where Cunha should. Yeah, that's where Cunha should. Because what you're going to have the issue with, if Cunha remains static and Boomer remains static, Bruno's going to bump into both those, going to encroach on both their areas. You can't have that.
You can't play a 5-yard pass, so you need distance between the players.
Can't have that. So you've almost got this kind of like sad face, this smiling sad face, which is quite tight. That's how you'll move the ball and move the play easier than what we've done in the past. Cunha and Boom will be game changers for us on that. Absolutely. Well,
I said on our show day before yesterday, Tuesday, on Balls Out podcast about how Bruno doesn't get tackled. And it's funny, someone else has just put that in the chat here. So when Bruno gets the ball, the other team don't try and tackle him. And the reason is they know he will give it away more than he will be successful.
You don't need to tackle him. You don't need to tackle Bruno at the moment.
Because he'll keep drifting and keep drifting. Then he'll play a ball outside of the foot passing and things like that.
There's a difference now, though, Mark. There's a difference now. He's not aiming at Garnacho. He's aiming at Cunha. Or he's aiming at Mbumo. There's a big, big difference. Those two are going to be our key.
Stu, you're right. But we don't know about that link-up play yet.
Correct.
The telepathic
Yeah,
thing.
correct.
So on paper, I totally agree with you. and you've got the same with Cesko. So you've got 3 front players. None of them played with Bruno before, so they still got to.
That's why I
which
think
means a lot of balls are going to bounce off and come back towards the defence potentially.
Yeah, that's why I think they'll probably run with Højlund to start with on Sunday, just to see a bit. Well, as long as you get Mbeumo, getting back to cover, or you've got Cunha getting back to cover, they'll both drive from deep. You've got your wing backs overlapping, whoever that may be. You've got probably Shaw will push up slightly. You've got Yoro will push up slightly. You've got, as Jarvis always talks about, and then you'll have, I think, a more disciplined Agartha and a more disciplined De Ligt. And if we can hold that spine, then those other outer players should do what we need them to do in terms of the attacking side. But it's speed, getting back is going to be the key.
Well, it's quite funny because my other half, she's not football now. She is a Liverpool fan, so it doesn't show, it shows her intelligence.
You got no nous whatsoever then.
No. What she says about Bruno is, like, when I'm watching a game, if he spent less time rolling around on the floor and complaining about the pass he didn't get, or whatever goes wrong, he doesn't chase to try and win the ball back. And I'm like, are you sure you're not a coach? Because that's the number 1 rule. If you lose the ball, get it back. Yeah.
Move it
and
back.
You end up running around sometimes like headless chicken, don't you? You pull yourself out. Thing. That's where I think you're right. So the instruction almost is, and Mbeumo, Cunha, I just want to have a chat. Amrin pulls the 2 aside. When Bruno's on the floor, waving his arms around, trying to get a free kick or flicking his boot off again, can you just chase back and try and win the ball for us? Because we're going to be overrun.
Yeah.
It's almost like playing to your weakness rather than playing to your strength.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, Bartime makes a great point about pace, and that is going to be quite critical, the pace at the back, because there are going to be spaces. So however we play it alongside De Ligt, whether it's Yoro or whether it's Shaw, we were talking about either Shaw or Yoro moving forward. One's got to stay when one moves and vice versa. That should be, hopefully, the pace coverage that we need. I'm not 100% sure yet until we see bath time on Saturday how that's going to transpire. Myself and Jarvis will be doing a breakdown on Sunday, so it'll be interesting to see how that transpires. But ideally, that's what you want to do.
Yeah. Will be interesting to see. I have a lot of great tactical takes and suggestions. There are no right or wrong answers when it comes to this.
There's nothing wrong in a tactics, because I've always said this about tactics, Jarvis. You're actually never wrong or ever right on tactics. And the reason is football's so fluid. Everything happens for a reason in a game of football, doesn't it? So fluid. But
Mafifico, who says second most recoveries in Europe, ball recoveries in Europe. Who? Bruno.
Ugarte. It has to be Ugarte.
He's talking about
it's certainly not Bruno. But I'll tell you who was the best recovery player in Europe. Baleba. He's the only player to have 30 plus in every stat that counts in Europe. Yeah. And that is why we're going for it. Yeah. Bruno does not recover the ball.
No. But
wherever you're getting those stats from, please put a link in the thing. I'll have a look at it. But
he's talking about Bruno. It's actually Bruno.
It's talking about Bruno. He's talking about come Sunday, we'll have a much better idea. Come Saturday evening, we'll have a much better idea, and we can break everything down Sunday. We have been going for 2 hours and 18 minutes, gentlemen. It's 12:30 in the UK, 1:30 in Norway. We have 29 questions. Where do we start? I don't think any of you are in the chat anymore.
Let's do 3. Let's do 3 quick questions and try to wrap it up. So, guys, stay with us for 5 more minutes before we end the show.
Have a look. Right. Okay. One for you, Mark. Very quickly, would you get your balls out if we sign Baleba?
He actually only lives a couple of miles from me, so no, I would not. Because that might be the wrong thing. but I would be over the moon. I can't tell you. Like you saw, I said earlier on the WhatsApp chat, Baleba and whatever his name is from Portugal, they would be my perfect midfield right now.
Oh, human.
Yes.
Yeah.
They would literally be perfect together. They would be a marriage made in heaven.
All right. I'm Titanium. I know you're not in the chat. We will ask this again Sunday. We'll keep all the questions and we'll ask them again Sunday, but that's Mark. Question for me and you, Jarvis from DJ Superfly Guy. Stuart Jarvis, what do you think about John Victor going to West Ham? Have we dropped a bollock? Should we have got him? And what are the odds we'll be in for him? 100 million plus. Yeah, we don't. Me and Jarvis have looked at John Victor, and actually Jarvis highlighted John Victor to me. Both myself and Jarvis are in two minds with him. He was cheap, 5 to 7 million, if we're not mistaken. Seems to be well sought after. Seems to be a decent shot stopper. Have we dropped a bollock? My opinion is no. It was back then, and it would be no. I don't think John Victor's a goalkeeper we should be looking at.
Well, he has incredible stats, but he comes from Brazil. It will be interesting seeing how it will do for West Ham. And he's not a young guy, as we said.
That was the problem for us, wasn't it?
29, 20, 30, something. So it will be interesting to see. But I think he's a good goalie. But personally, I would go for Sene Lammens. He's my guy. And by the way, I just want to mention while talking on the topic, goalkeepers. I asked the question: who would you sign, Donnarumma or Sene Lammens? And 66% of you guys answered Donnarumma. So only 34 wanted Sene Lammens. So that's a verdict from the devilish tacticos.
Excellent.
Donnarumma there is,
let's have a look, see what else have we got. We can just answer. Okay, Johnny Commode. I know he's still Johnny Case on the Jarvis one for you. Final question of the night, then, everybody. Question for the panel. But Jarvis will let you answer this. Could you potentially see us finishing above a big team like Arsenal, Chelsea, City? If so, who? Great question. I know my answer.
I feel both Arsenal, Chelsea, City, Liverpool have massive squads. I can't see them dropping off too many points. It has to be a calamity season, a lot of injuries. We've seen it with, for example, Liverpool, the one when Becker Alisson was injured, Van Dijk was injured. They struggled a lot, but even at the end of the season, when the players came back, they came up to Champions League spot 4th, I believe. So, it's hard to predict. When it comes to us, I think people shouldn't get giddy. Even if we get Baleba, even if we get a goalkeeper, I think we will still struggle because it takes time to get a group of people to function together. It takes a lot of drills, and we will drop points on the way. It won't be like we're going from win to win every week. And I hope that we can come in somewhere in between 5th and 7th. But we have to have momentum. Everything has to be. The stars must be aligning, as I said yesterday on Nordic channel, for that to happen, because we still have the AFCON, and the competitiveness of the Premier League is so high at the moment. We can see the top 4, top 5 teams getting better and better and better. So I think if my prediction is right this season, I think the top 5 teams will be way ahead of the rest. That's just my thinking. Mark, I saw you had some thoughts.
Yeah, I was thinking while you were saying that. I think if Liverpool don't sign 2 more centre-backs, they finish 2nd, because at the moment they have 3 centre-backs at the club, and I think they've left themselves really short. Unless he's changing formation to 3 at the back, then that's even worse. I think Man City might win it because they have the least AFCON players. So that is going to have a say. I think we aim for a European space. If we sign Baleba and a goalkeeper, then we're aiming for top 5. If we don't get both of them, I think, at a minimum, we'll be aiming for Conference League. Simple as that. We've got to.
Yeah, but who will we surpass? Is it Arsenal, Chelsea, City, Liverpool?
Well, none.
No. So fifth.
You've got to be aiming for fifth. We have not caught anyone up, have we? Can you say honestly we caught them up? I would say all we've done is catch the ones who fight for fifth spot. So that's your Newcastles, that's your Brighton,
Villa, Spurs, Brighton.
The teams we're looking to rob their players off. That's how you catch teams up. You strip them of their best players and stop them from buying others, and then you build to catch the teams above that. So yeah, I think 9th is I think that's the lowest we'll go. I think we'll win another European competition within not Man United, but within the league. So I would say top 10, top 9, whatever it falls this year. And I don't think we finish above any of these other teams. But the Premier League's been a weird league for the last 2 or 3 seasons. Do you think Forest will be chasing down Champions League this year? I don't. So
I think we finish up with Chelsea. Simple as that. I think we're going to have a far, far better season than you guys are thinking right now. We've all played football. You know exactly as well as I do. We're a complete clean slate.
We played the top 4 in the first 10 games.
Yeah. Who's to say we can't beat the top 4?
Very soon what kind of season we're going to have.
Who's to say we can't go and win 6 out of the first 8 games? There's nothing right now. There's nothing stopping us. I actually think we'll better Chelsea this year for sure.
Okay.
I think Chelsea could be a surprise package this year, if I'm honest.
No, I don't. I honestly think we can better Chelsea. I don't think we can better Arsenal. You are sorry?
I've still got Nicholas Jackson.
Well, of course, yes. No, I think we can better Chelsea. I think we can do okay. It's time that we started thinking ahead. We've got a real opportunity this year. Brentford aren't going to finish where they finished. Palace won't have the same season. Brighton won't have the same season. Newcastle won't have the same season. Villa won't have the same season. There's nothing to stop us getting above Chelsea. Nothing. I think City, Liverpool, Arsenal are a stretch. Chelsea, I think we can get over.
So you're saying we're fighting for 4th and 5th?
We are.
Yeah, and I think we're aiming to fight for 5th. So we're not far out. I just think Chelsea might be a little bit more lucky, or if they're having a bad season, they can go spend another shitload of money in January. So, which we might not be able to do.
As long as he manages the squad right, we could do quite well this season. I really believe that. Really believe it.
But as long as it's Europe, at the end of the day, if we don't make European football, we are up shit trick.
Correct.
We are.
We are going to be, honestly, we're going to be all right.
But I do think 5th. I'm happy with 5th.
I agree. It is ambitious, but sometimes you got to be ambitious. I always go into the season, we're in a title race, guys. Always remember, you're always in the title race.
Yeah.
First 5 games, whatever happens, you're in a title race.
We are. Yeah.
Guys, we better wrap it up, Jarvis, my old mate.
Yes, 2 hours, 37 minutes, 40 seconds. So we will run 2 hours, 30 minutes stream. As always, we go over time. I see DJ Superfly guy coming in and say these late streams.
I know.
Yeah, I know, guys, you're getting tired. So it's time to wrap it up. It's been a great show. We maybe would have been better just to do 1 stream a day, 30 minutes, rather than 3 streams, 2 hours. I think we stream more hours than most channels when it comes to hours.
We do stream a lot, don't we?
Yeah, we do. A lot of questions came in. Sorry we couldn't get the time to answer all of them. Trevor, Wade, Nash, Jonathan, I am Titanium, Bath Time came in with a brilliant question. Johnny K, we answered your question, but is it just me? Royden Frost, Joe Buckley, all of you guys, all the legends of the chat, Red or Dead, Trevor Wade, Superfly. Lucky Singh is in the house. Good to see you, Lucky. And number one MILF Hunter. No, that's me. Coming in, finishing, say
He's
we
on the
need
wrong
a
channel.
Oh,
I just want to quickly say, I hope Mason Mount has a breakout season, to Naz's question, but I don't think he's going to get the opportunities.
Yeah. We will see. We will see. It's been a great stream. Thank you, Mark, for coming on. Balls Out podcast, guys, go check it out. It's a great channel. When are you next live? Tomorrow or
what day is it?
Friday tomorrow.
Friday
Friday
night.
I'm going to potentially do a show for Friday night as a preview, or we do one sometime Saturday early before the match.
Yeah, okay.
But, obviously, I've got my commitments on a Saturday as well with my own team. So
yes,
yeah, we're hoping. It's just stars aligning at the moment, but we will be back to doing guaranteed at least 2 shows United based, and then the talk of the league, or top of the league. I always mispronounce it. Jonathan will run that as and get guests on from other clubs to talk about the whole league as well.
Mm-hmm. Well, we will see. Stu and I will be back hopefully Sunday night.
we're back Sunday night.
And try to break down the game if I can get some connections going. I'm traveling to Greece Saturday night, so I will be in Greece Sunday. But I will bring my laptop camera and try to get it done. So all for you guys, even on holiday. Yeah. It's been a great stream. Thank you, Hoktu Shiki and 919. I don't know if I state your name. I slated your name again. But it's been a great stream. Thank you, everybody. If you haven't, smashed a like, subscribe if this is your first time on the Tactical Devils. Please do me a favor, leave a comment after the stream in the non-live section. That always helps out the algorithms. The algorithms are killing us at the moment, only pushing it out to like 300-400 people. 1 month ago, they pushed it out to like 4,000 to 5,000 people after every stream. So apparently they don't like us anymore. So we need your help to get it going again and get the traction going for the Tactical Devils. It's been a great stream. Thank you, everybody. And yes, Trevor, I will behave in Greece.
Yeah, I'm sure you will.
Greece lightning. Try to get home as early as 12
7 till 7 every day.
Yeah, 7 to 7. Well, maybe 10 to 10. As long as I get breakfast, that's the most important meal of the day.
It is indeed.
Yes. Okay, guys. Thank you, everybody. We will see you on the next. Have a good one. And
see you guys.
Good night.